think we're good now. I think we're okay. I'm channeling my inner Albert Wesker. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about my appearance, but I'm only ever compared to murderers, cult leaders, or villains. I'm never compared to, like, something that's fairly innocuous, right? Also, HC Legend subbed. Thanks, man. You are too kind. See, at this point, I can't mute the spinner. I'm gonna leave it on. If I mute the spinner, it's gonna break tradition. What class to hope to do a tier list today? The only one that I'm not really looking forward to a lot is Medic, because Medic's just gonna be really fucking short, because there's not a lot to say about Medic because he doesn't have that many items. Though he does have some items that I could talk about ad nauseum, but there's a decent amount to say about Spy and Heavy and Engineer, and not so much on Scout. Scout's got a few things. Medic, just not a lot to go through, you know? But we'll see. I just compared it whenever you have the long flowing hair. Just gotta say that my long flowing hair is just, it's never gonna come back. It's gone forever. It's just... Short hair is gonna be the way it is. The longest I'll ever grow my hair out again is maybe down here, but I'm never gonna grow it out to be like down my back ever again because my hair is just so fucking thin. It was my first reaction to the dupe shovel. I thought it was stupid. A forced meme is the term you're looking for. Forced meme. You know, where someone just comes up with something stupid and then they repeat it enough to where it's like, oh, this guy said it 5,000 times. No, I'm gonna say it. There's nothing inherently funny or entertaining about the joke. It's just, haha, I'm gonna pretend that I'm selling a cheap item and then inflate the price because it's a stupid fucking joke. That's not even a joke. Ugh. Like, it's like the most mindless drivel that you could consume online. Not saying that I'm any better, but that's pretty low on the rungs of the ladder there. It's just, oh my god. Hideous. But before I get started, instead of doing boxes today, I was either gonna do a few boxes for like 10 bucks and waste all of my money and get nothing back. Because that's what always happens. You spend 10 bucks, you get like 85 cents back. Or I figured I'd spend at most $25 and maybe get $7 back if I get the worst outcome from a trade up. So I figured I'd do a trade up instead of opening boxes. Also, Kowser the Koopa Hog, very interesting name. Thanks for subbing, man. You're too kind. Thank you. Okay, so the trade up is a 10% Gentleman's Collection skin, and then a 90% chance at a dog shit war paint. This skin alone is about $20 now. Last year, these were going for about $2 a piece. Maybe around $5, something like that. These skins have hyper inflated in price because at least the civilian grades have. The civilian grades in Factory New have just been inhaled and destroyed for trade-ups. I'm partially to blame, but I know of a couple of other trade-up goblins that have destroyed hundreds and hundreds of these skins in order to get higher grades, but they never do 100% chance trade-ups, so they just all go to waste because they inevitably get something that isn't from the Gentleman's Collection, and then they just all completely go to waste, right? So, people keep blaming me for it. I'm only partially to blame, but there's a few people that are just really eager to get to a commando grade, and they just spare no expense and just tear through these fucking skins, man. Including myself, but I'm only using one. I'm only going to use one, and it's a 10% chance trade up at getting a Factory New Strange civilian grade. But given that it is the worst odds possible, it's just not going to happen because it's the worst odds possible. Like, if I wanted a 100% chance of getting a Strange Factory New freelance grade from this collection, I would have to spend $200 at minimum. It's ridiculous. And what's even crazier about that, too, is that, like, my Strange Factory New High Rollers and my SMG, like, if you want a 100% chance at getting a Mercenary grade Strange Factory New, you're dropping, like, $2,000. Minimum. $2,000. That's fucking insane how expensive these things have gotten. Just, like, entry-level doing trade-ups for these is ridiculously expensive. Like, this altogether is a $25 trade-up, where I'm either gonna make $200 or I'm gonna get $7, right? And this is, again, the worst odds possible. So, fuck it. Fuck. With my U looking like a C, and I cannot write with my fucking cursor. Fuck it. My guess is because every time I put these war paints in, I always get Autumn Mark II and not Plaid Podshotter. And I like Plaid Podshotter more. But it always gives me Autumn Mark II. And I'm gonna be pissed. Oh, okay. It gave me Plaid Podshotter. Alright. Didn't get the skin I wanted. Still got a dog shit war paint. But at least I didn't get fucking the leaves. I did not want the leaves. I'm so fucking sick and tired of seeing that skin over and over and over again. Oh well. Given the cheapness of this war paint, it doesn't look bad and it looks okay on most things, but it's just not that great. But I'm just gonna save it. I will save it for more inevitably failed trade-ups that use war paints, and I'll eventually put these up to like a higher grade war paint. But like, I'm on a new mission. I'm on a new mission to get as many factory new strange freelance grades as possible, and I'm just like, I'm storing them. Like, I'm gonna preserve these skins. Like, I just picked up this one today. Someone was selling this for only 35 bucks. Doesn't look that good, but at minimum, to get something for the Harvest Collection, you're spending about $50 to get it. So I got this at like a actually decent price. So the new goal is preserve as many of these fucking things as I can. I traded up to this yesterday, 20% chance. Got really lucky, and I got a fucking pistol. So there's that too. But I got a cool minigun that I traded for a friend. Gonna probably remove that name. Blasted Bombardier that I got for pretty cheap. Really hate this skin because it has like the permanent scuffs that are just part of the texture. Don't know why they put that in there. And Spruce Deuce, which is just boring. Blue side looks a little bit better. Still looks like a Nerf gun. But what are you gonna do? Okay. But that's not why we're here, of course. We're here for trade-ups. The trade-ups? Come on. For the fucking tier list. Hold on. Let me get this shit. So we did Soldier last week. And let's go to our desktop screen. Got my coffin nail shotgun collection. That's all I need. Yeah, man. Hold on to that shit. Hold on to it, because any fucking strange freelance grade, no matter the wear from that collection, is ridiculously expensive now. Just hold on to that shit forever. Oh, dude, I know. The quality of shit being put on the workshop is just, oh, it's... So far, the workshop for Halloween has just been inundated with mostly shitty sticker war paints that are just so boring and bland, and oh my god, I'm so tired of it. And also just more of the same dumb shit being recycled over and over again for Halloween. More witches' hats, and more candy corn themed things, and more pumpkins, and more yada yada yada. And yeah, I understand that being restricted to the same holiday theme over and over again, the idea, you know, barrel runs dry. But you can at least not reuse the same Balloonicorn model and make like 3 more of the same cosmetic that we already have, because we already have 3 Balloonicorn eyes. We already have 3 Balloonicorn cosmetics that all use the same model. They're just reskins of each other. And guess what? 3 more of them for Halloween have been put up on the workshop. Put a bullet in my fucking head. You can do better than that. But they do it anyway because it's the low-hanging fruit and they value volume over quality. So, because the more submissions you put, hey, you never know, Valve might pick something. Shotgun, in mouth, brain. I'm over it. Oh yeah, I'm also not a fan of most of the newer hats being added into the game in general, because yeah, they are art style breaking, and most of them are just don't belong in the game, much like many of the war paints we've been getting. A lot of that shit just does not fit in the game at all. But of course, content creators are going to keep making that shit and vomiting it onto the workshop instead of actually paying attention to the game that they're making items for. Because they care more about how it looks cool on its own and how it's a nice art piece. And if you ever, God forbid, critique an art piece, you're a piece of shit because it's just not your flavor. But then once it gets accepted and put in game, it just looks like ass because it doesn't fit into the aesthetic of the game and no one fucking uses it. It looks good on its own, doesn't mean it fits in the game. No one seems to get that. A lot of people seem to get that for CSGO though. CSGO does that. Not TF2 though. Nope, just fucking pump that shit out. Okay, and yes, also as a reminder, because for some reason people have developed this conspiracy theory now that Sniper isn't on this list because I'm refusing to do a Sniper tier list because I think he's overpowered. No, I am going to do a Sniper tier list, but the Sniper is going to be last. That's why he's not on the dial, because that would defeat the purpose. So he's gonna be last. That's why he's not on the list. Just to clarify again, because no one seems to be paying attention every time I fucking say that. So, there you go. Shall we see who we're doing today? We're doing heavy! Okay, I can do heavy. I like heavy. Heavy it is. Alright. Doing the heavy today. Okay, so. Heavy it is. Okay, so, just gonna repeat the same shit that I've been doing. This is like the little reminder as to what my tiers mean here. You know. Broken needs a nerf and rework means that the weapon is so hideously overpowered or broken that it needs an adjustment in order for it to be fair and balanced. A is the best, B is good, C is middle of the road good, D is passable but and then E is bad. And then broken, bad, / needs a rework means that the weapon is so hideously broken in that it doesn't function properly, that it's just a bad item and needs to be fixed. Or it's just so horrifically bad, even though it's mechanically okay, that it needs some kind of, it needs a fix, you know? That's basically it. So yeah. Oh gee, what a good point that they mostly do these cosmetics to be on their own. They don't even care about it being compatible with the cosmetics. God forbid making something that doesn't clip with everything. Yeah, again, people don't care. They care more about standalone shit. So. Alright, but we're not talking about the workshop today. We're not doing that. That is for another day. That is for the inevitable shit show baby piss rant that I'm gonna do when the Scream Fortress update drops and I have to bitch about the shitty cosmetics and war paints they add. If they add a war paint case. If they don't, then I'm not gonna bitch and moan too hard. But, alright, where do I start? Where do I start, guys? What do you think? Where do I begin? The one I see the most of is where I'm gonna start. You see a pretty wide spread between almost everything. Okay, so what was the first one that was recommended? Gru, okay, we'll do Gloves of Running Urgently first. Because that was the first one I saw. There's just such a huge mix of things that I can't decipher. Okay, so Gloves of Running Urgently, why would you never use these things? Because these are basically free crits on demand if you can land a kill with melee. All of Heavy's other melees, or no, not Gru, sorry, KGB. That's wrong one. Gru's down here. I don't like the Gru. Wrong one. Gru, KGB, they're both acronyms for Russian organizations, and I can never fucking remember them. Reset. Gloves of Running Urgently. We'll do these first. They look the same. One has flames, one doesn't. I don't know. I'm really upset with what happened to these gloves. I'm not sure as to what the placement's gonna be at the moment. I don't like the Gloves of Running Urgently anymore because they got nerfed into the floor because people bitched and moaned too hard that Heavy was able to get to mid too fast in competitive games. And it was always off the whitelist for items because, oh, if one Heavy ran the Gru, then the other Heavy was forced to run the Gru in order for the teams to have an even fair fight, especially in Highlander. So they squawked and bitched and moaned long enough, and then Valve eventually picked up on it and go, huh, maybe we should nerf these. And they listened to the wrong people, and now for me, whenever I play Heavy, I consider these gloves absolutely fucking useless. I think they're horrible. I hate what they've done. The health drain on Heavy, health drain on any fucking item is absolutely fucking stupid. Why would I ever sacrifice my health pool for anything in this game when health is everything, right? I immediately whip these things out and my health starts draining immediately. The only time I can justify using the Gru is over just short distance, like super short distances. If you have these things out for any elongated period of time, you go all the way down to 100 maximum health on a Heavy. And as soon as you put them away, you're still stuck there for a while and you have to wait a long ass time for all your health to regen. And you're the slowest moving class in the game with a health pool that's lower than a scout? Oh, it's fucked. It's so horrible. And what's worse, what's really bad about this is that the way they're balanced now is that they completely violate other items that give some kind of a speed bonus and also have a downside to them, or some kind of a bonus whenever you have them out. For example, take the power jack. Whenever you have the power jack out, you have a damage vulnerability, right? But then when you put it away, you're fine. But guess what? You're also not moving fast. You're only punished when you're using the item. With the Gru, you're punished for an extended period of time after you put them away. I don't understand why they thought that was a good idea. Because any extended use of this item is gonna fuck you. You're just gonna die. It's horrific. And Zenny, the way this item used to be is that it used to be like the escape plan for heavy. They made you marked for death when you had them out. They have, I think, a damage penalty and a swing speed penalty. I'm not even sure how they're balanced now. All I know is that they have the stupid fucking health drain for the same amount of speed boost. But yeah, they used to mark you for death, and then that was it. You were punished when you were using them, and then once you put them away, you were immediately back at a slower moving speed. And I think there was also a slight delay as to like how long you still took mini crits after you put them away, which is like the escape plan, which for me, I think was fine. And if they made it exactly like the fucking, if they made this item exactly like the escape plan, where you cannot get healed when they're active, that would be perfect. I would use these things so much more often. But as they are now, they're fucked. And what's more, you want to know something else about this item? This item is buggy. Fun fact you don't know about these things. If you have any amount of overheal using the gloves running urgently, the instant you pull them out, your overheal is gone. It vanishes immediately. Do you have 450 health full overhealed? And if you accidentally swap to that melee item, guess what? 150 effective health is just fucking gone. It's so stupid. And the amount of overheal still scales with your draining health pool, but if you keep like swapping back and forth between melee and another item, you're deleting your overheal over and over again. It's fucked. I hate it so much. Because I don't like this item because your active health pool isn't consistent. It's constantly changing, always evolving because of the health drain. It's fucking annoying. You have the issue in that it's an extremely delayed downside after you put them away. And it's like, why would I ever use these things, right? I hate the rework that they put these things on, man. My firm belief is that they need to rebalance these things so it behaves exactly like the escape plan. Except, actually, it would be the same base movement speed and not scaling with decreasing health. You would just be marked for death and you cannot get healed while they're out. At all. Like, there's no slower heal. You cannot get healed, period, if these are out. Instead of the stupid health drain. And you take mini crits. That would be better. Instead of forcing yourself to end up at 100 effective health and then dying to literally anything in one shot. Fucking stupid. Yeah, heavies use it to get to the battle, but by the time they get to the battle, they have less than 200 health. If not lower, especially if it's on a big map, right? The only justifiable time to use these things is over a short distance. And like, if you're also like, I guess you're playing like on a payload map, you can whip them out all the way, but if you try to get yourself into the active fight, as soon as you put them away, you're gonna just die, unless you have your team around you and a medic inside of your ass, but even then, your effective health pool is not gonna get high enough, then you're not gonna be safe from like a pipe or a couple of well-placed rockets or a scattergun shot in your fucking ass. These things suck now. They're horrible. I hate what they've done. Put it back to how they were. They were totally fine. They were completely fine in the casual setting. Heavies are punished when they were out, and for a short time after they put them away, and not for like 30 seconds after they were put away. Fucking stupid. Dumb fucking rework. One of the worst balance changes that this game has ever seen in its history. Put this shit back. Ridiculous. Yeah, put them away when you're halfway to the battle, but it's like you're still moving fucking slow. It's like, the point? Put them back. That's what I say. Put them back to how they were. They're like low, but here's the thing. They're still they're marginally useful. If you're doing like, if you have like a long ass map on like payload or something, or if you're doing like a huge 5 CP map, and like this guy just said, you whip them out for halfway there and then you put them away. Yeah, that cuts down on your travel time, but it's like, it's not that impactful. To me anyway, I would much rather use any other melee item except the eviction notice and the warrior spear, because dear fucking god, those are even worse than this item, instead of these. I hate these things. Put them back. Bottom C tier. Marginally useful only on larger maps. Anywhere else, useless. You just fucking die. Don't use them. And yeah, that's the other thing too. They nerfed the eviction notice in the exact same way. Why did they do that? Is it because it gave you a speed bonus every time you hit somebody? Oh, and it gives him the speed bonus when they get a hit, so we have to nerf it now. It's like, why? These things were even more okay. You punched faster, you had a severe damage penalty, and you were just fucking whipping them out, beating the shit out of people. There was nothing wrong with the eviction notice, man. What the fuck? They were totally fine. Oh, it makes me so mad. And like, these weren't even competitively viable. But they got the exact same treatment. Why did they do that? It makes no fucking sense. Like, this was meant to be like the fun gimmick item where you fucking like, fuck it, I'm just gonna fucking go Mach 9 and just beat the shit out of people. That was fun with this item. But now you can't do that anymore. Now you have a base speed boost, but you have the still, like, you have the same faster firing speed on these, right? I think you do. And the same damage penalty. But they give you a fucking health drain. Which is ridiculous. Why did they do this? Yeah. 40% faster firing speed, gain a speed boost on hit, and then you have 50% faster movement speed on the wearer while active. And 60% damage penalty and maximum health drain while the item's active. It's fucking ridiculous! Like, come on! Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate that they changed these things. It's like they were totally fun as a fun, silly, fine gimmick item before, but now they are the worst item. One of the worst. Actually, no, it's not the worst item for heavy. It's one of the worst items for heavy. You know what? I'm put it back. Do something. These are like the worst. Horrible. Like it hovers between broken and E. Leave it in E for now. But Jesus Christ, what happened to these things? Eviction notices speed boost is also canceled when you eat the steak sandwich. Fun! More bugs! This also deletes overheal, by the way, as soon as you pull it out. Broken. Fix it. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Totally fine in casual setting. Fun, wacky, punching shit. That's all it was. Oh, God! It makes me mad! Like... remember what they took from you. Remember what they took. Like, yeah, I understand the gloves of running urgently changes, because the major gripe was that a heavy was able to get to the active fight without some kind of elongated punishment for it, right? But to me, that doesn't make sense in my eyes, right? Because you could have a teleporter get the heavy instantly closer to the fight. You could have someone whipping the heavy to get him faster to the fight. Why is it that when the heavy has this item that lets him move faster but then not attack and also take extra damage while it's out need to be nerfed even more because you're only using it as a movement tool, not a combat tool? And when it matters in combat, the heavy's immediately slow again and slow to start attacking and has a huge range limitation in terms of its range of effects. So it's like, why nerf these things when they were like, it was like the thing that helped them get back to the fucking fight? It's fucking nuts. And yeah, the whip is banned for the exact same reason, in competitive. But that wasn't nerfed, though. Makes me mad. Makes me mad. Valve listened to the wrong people on this one, on these two items. They didn't listen to anybody on this item. I don't know why they did this to the fucking eviction notice. Like, come on. Why? Valve listened to the wrong people. Fucking come on. Pisses me off. Again, like the final word. Yeah, and that's it too. They get their fucking reworks and they ban the items anyway. Why? Just like I want to. Fuck. I don't. I'm pissed. I'm mad. I'm mad. No, the community is completely unable to balance items well. That's why you shouldn't listen to me, right? These are my opinions. Do I know a single thing about game design? No. But I've been playing this game for over a decade, so I think I have some say in how things should work, at least a little bit, right? But did non-game designers have any real weight and value in their input on a video game that wasn't made by them? Absolutely fucking not. They're not. No. Pissed. Final say on the gloves running urgently. Marked for death when they're out. You cannot get healed by anything. Marked for death for a short period of time after you put them away. Keep the swing speed penalty. Give them a damage penalty. Don't let them randomly crit. Easy. Done. Fixed. Would see a lot more use all across the board. Eviction notice. Put them back as the silly, stupid gimmick beat the shit out of people item. Only give them that fucking speed boost on hit, faster firing speed, and then damage penalty. And that's it. Leave them just like that. Don't put the stupid fucking health drain on them. Don't give the player a speed boost when they're out. Only give them the speed boost on hit. That's it. That's how you fix these items. Then they'll be more fun. Then they'd see a lot more use. But now, to me, these are both fucking useless in comparison to the Heavy's other melee options. Would you rather fix every underpowered, overpowered, and broken weapon, or get rid of the bots, dude? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, if I could do anything with this game right now, I would do two things. Murder cheaters and bot hosters, like, put them in a fucking steel cage and put them in the Marianas Trench. And then second, I would fix the bugs. Just fix all the bugs in the game, and optimize it, you know, and make its performance better. Done. Like, I could give a fuck about anything else about this game today. I couldn't care about fucking cosmetics. I couldn't care about new weapons. I couldn't care about fucking balance changes. If Valve paid attention to their fucking game that earns them millions of dollars a year and just gave us very simple quality of life shit, like dealing with the fucking cheaters and fixing bugs and shit, that's it. That's all they fucking need to do. And then they could keep milking this fucking cash cow until Kingdom Come, and the kids would still keep pumping money into it. But they're not even doing that. Sucks. Fuck them. Anyway. Okay, moving on. We've knocked out we've knocked out the two things that I'm probably gonna bitch and moan about the most because I just hate what they did to these items. It's just makes me mad. Okay, let's do what do I do next? Let's do shotgun. I don't know. Yeah, let's do shotgun on Heavy. Let's just do any. Let's do a single shotgun. Why? So first of all, why would you ever use shotgun on Heavy? Like, if you're wanting to play Heavy effectively in any capacity, why would you use any shotgun? You're only using shotgun on Heavy if you're playing Fat Scout, for the most part. I don't see any strong argument with pairing a minigun with a shotgun in any capacity, because why would you ever need to use this when your minigun's gonna do infinitely more damage at close range, and you're likely never gonna run out of ammo unless you're using something like the Hue Long Heater, right? Because you do chew through ammo faster on the Hue Long Heater, but if you do ammo management, it shouldn't be that much of an issue, right? You play around a dispenser, play around a fucking payload cart, you play around ammo packs, shouldn't be that detrimental, right? But beyond that, if you're pairing this with any minigun, why? Because the shotgun is mostly effective at long range, its chip damage is a pittance, you can do the exact same amount of chip damage and then higher damage with any minigun at close to point blank range. Why use a shotgun? Unless you're playing Fat Scout. That's just me. The only one I see is combo it with the Brass Beast due to the slow spin up. how can you combo it with the Brass Beast? Like, you shoot someone once with a shotgun and then take 30 seconds to rev up and then start firing? Or are you firing with the Brass Beast and then swap to a shotgun? I don't follow, because even then, it's still a slower consecutive series of events instead of just revving up with the fucking Brass Beast and laying waste to somebody. Because you're just gonna two-shot somebody at point-blank range anyway with the Brass Beast and then keep firing at multiple people around you. So, I mean, I'm not really seeing a strong use for the shotgun unless you're moving yourself to the fight and don't want to get caught off guard, right? But even then, most miniguns, aside from the Brass Beast, are gonna let you rev up fast enough to deal with any aggressor that suddenly appears in your line of sight if you're moving towards a fight, right? Unless someone comes up from behind you like a spy, but if they do, you're fucking dead anyway. So, not seeing it. Shotgun is intended while you're moving around so you're not ambushed. Yeah, that just was what I just said. But if you're fully aware, like if you have any amount of game sense and know how to spy check and like look behind you every once in a while, you're not gonna get caught that off guard. You're not gonna get caught off guard that often. You're gonna be able to spin up fast enough, either stock or Tomislav, to deal with whatever threat suddenly comes your way, right? In my experience, is playing heavy anyways. And yeah, Varsk, yeah, I heard about that too. Heavy was just given the shotgun as a placeholder since they didn't have a time to give him a proper secondary. And then they came up with the sandwich later in 2008. There you go. So, for me, just the stock shotgun, like if you're gonna use a shotgun on heavy, stock shotgun is the worst option, because if you're playing Fat Scout, you're gonna use the family business. Because why wouldn't you have 2 extra shots, a faster firing speed for, what, a 15% damage penalty? It's effectively nothing on a hit scan weapon. Especially at, like, point-blank range. It's not that much. You're sacrificing, what, 10 damage, roughly, at point-blank? It's like, what, it does like 78, 80 damage per shot at point-blank? And then at max fallout, that 10% difference doesn't make all that much of a difference anyway? So, yeah. For heavy, exactly, the family business is just a straight upgrade to stock. So, why would you ever use the stock shotgun, ever? On heavy, when the family business exists. I will have a note, I will say a note about Fat Scout. A note about Fat Scout is, it's fun. Like, it's like a fun, wacky thing you can do. Fat Scout can be enjoyable, like, you just want to dick around, moving around, blasting people with a shotgun. Yeah, you can do that, you know? That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with shotgun on heavy, or just wrong with using a shotgun on heavy. But if you're playing with your minigun actively, then why use a shotgun? So, that's just me. Better sustained damage over DPS. I don't follow what you're saying. Because the red bear skin is a heavy-only shot. It's not a heavy-only shotgun. It's a universal shotgun. You can use it on any class. That's that skin, anyway. But it very much does reference Russia, hence Red Bear, hence the star. Does make sense. I do follow you, do understand. But yeah, family business is just, you know, if you're only using the family business if you're playing Fat Scout. I have, honestly, listen, in all of my years playing TF2, in all of my years playing this fucking game, I think I've maybe seen someone using a shotgun with a minigun as many times as I can count on both hands. I just so rarely see anyone pairing a shotgun with a minigun, because why would you ever do that when you could just rev up and blast people away anyways? So the main argument I can make for it. That's it. Passive primary for heavy to make Fat Scout viable. I mean, Fat Scout is already viable. You can be somewhat effective with it, but if you're not playing the class how it wasn't intended to be played, yeah, you're not going to be as effective with it. And just because you're not playing the class as it was intended doesn't mean it needs to be rebalanced so you can do that. It's like playing... Imagine you're playing... imagine if you're playing Battle Medic, if you're just running around with a syringe gun. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can fuck with people by shooting needles at them all the time. But does that mean we suddenly need to rebalance the medic or give him a different medigun that makes Battle Medic more viable? No. We don't need that at all. because you can do Battle Medic, that's like its own little separate thing. You can do Fat Scout, that's its own little separate thing. But just because you have this subclass option doesn't mean we need to rework the class to make it more viable, because that would mean you need to be designing an entirely different class with an entirely different purpose. And it's deviating away from that class's mechanical role in TF2. You know, but you can still go out of your way and do it. That's it. I don't like the idea of like rebalancing shit for subclasses. It's a bit silly. The only people that pair a minigun with a shotgun is people, yeah. If you're only using a shotgun with a minigun if you've just installed the game. As soon as you get the sandwich or any lunchbox item, you're probably going with that. So, combo with a Tomislav, but why, like, pairing a shotgun with a Tomislav is the worst option because you have the faster spin-up time, so you have a faster reaction time. So if you see someone, you can immediately spin up and just start shooting them. Instead of relying on something that has a wider spread than your minigun does, and does less damage at, like, you know, closer to medium range. So, like, why? I don't understand that. Just give Heavy a 4th weapon slot for his shotgun. No, never. Giving a 4th weapon slot to any class aside from Engineer and Spy, because that's just how their classes are designed, is a broken and stupid idea. Don't do that. No, not a good idea. No. Okay, and I guess we'll round out the shotguns. Like, if you're gonna use a shotgun on Heavy, you're using the family business, but if you want to use the panic attack is effectively just a straight upgrade, because the only people you're gonna be picking at, I mean, when you're picking at people with this gun, right, if you know how to, like, tame your firing speed, like, you know, if you do a delay between each of your shots so you don't get that wider spread on consecutive shots, you're probably gonna be performing better with the panic attack than the stock shotgun, but only by a little bit. And also, if you're playing on a Valve server, random spread can fuck you over too a little bit on the stock shotgun, and if you don't have the bigger clip size and faster firing rate like the family business, the panic attack can make up for it a little bit. So, Fat Scouting, best options, family business, panic attack, worst option, definitely the stock shotgun. There should be a 4th cosmetic slot? No, this game already can barely handle the amount of cosmetics it has in it. If we are able to cram more active cosmetics in at one time, the game would just melt down. I mean, the panic attack's okay. And I guess if you really, really want to push the argument for pairing a shotgun with a minigun, the panic attack is probably the best option because you have the faster switching speed. But beyond that, it's the only real reason I can see for ever using a shotgun on Heavy with a minigun. That's just me. Not, I mean, God, but even then, it's just so hideously ineffective whenever I see it used. It's only barely better than the stock shotgun, so I'm putting it in D tier as well for Heavy. Family business is just objectively the best option for Fat Scout, and then panic attack is just not nearly as good. So, also, I forgot to edit my stream info to say Heavy. Oops, should probably do that. Heavy. There we go. Now we're updated. Heavy has basically one playstyle, so I think giving a shotgun slot isn't a bad idea. Well, no, yeah, he has. Well, here's the thing, right? It's not bad that a class has only one playstyle, especially in a game like Team Fortress 2. If you start putting in too much deviation, it would kind of start pushing things towards what Overwatch was doing, where you had too wide a variety of different active players with different playstyles and different mechanics that come together to form a clusterfuck. If you start deviating too far away from the intended class roles and mechanical playstyle of the classes in Team Fortress 2, you start getting something that isn't Team Fortress 2, right? There shouldn't be this objectively viable alternative way to play every class, because that's not how the game was designed. Over the years, we've figured out different ways to play the different classes by just not using a specific weapon, right? So, we don't need to start rebalancing things so there are more active classes. The only real active subclass that we have, one could make an argument for, is Demo Knight, but that's because Valve just decided to, like, make that a thing in the game. But it's a melee-only class in a first-person shooter, so, you know, is what it is. 4 unusual effects at the same time plus a weapon unusual effect seems good to me. Dude, that would destroy... Servers are laggy enough when there's a lot of unusual effects around, man, or just particle effects in general. Like, I would just turn them off in my config so I didn't have to see that shit. And just... fuck. Horrible. When they say diversity is their strength, that it brought them to their downfall. That is the unfortunate thing about Overwatch, is that it started out as something that was going to be really cool, but they failed to maintain the initial charm the game had. In that, yeah, it was like a new class-based first-person shooter, but then they didn't adhere to that. They kept rebalancing classes to be completely different, or like massive changes to already existing classes. And then they kept adding more and more and more. So people who would put, you know, a fuckload of time into one class, suddenly on a dime they would have to turn and go, whoops, I can't play this class anymore as I was doing it because Big Daddy Blizzard decided to completely rework the class I like to play. And that not only made people completely unmotivated to keep playing Overwatch, it made people not what's what I'm looking for? It disencouraged people from wanting to play Overwatch because the game was being changed so often. And yeah, it was forced competitive, and so people would like force themselves to learn a meta, but then they would change the balance of the game and then force them to change the meta. So it was even a failure inside of its competitive scene after a while because of how dynamic and transient its balance changes were. So like, yeah. And doing that for TF2 would be awful. Like, there's a very fine line between necessary changes and keeping things within their lane, especially with the game for Team Fortress 2. And Team Fortress 2 over the years has been immensely successful at maintaining what it was at its core upon release. You have very minor amounts of deviation from the initial 9 classes base roles, right? And as they've added more weapons over the years, a majority of the changes that they've made for them have been largely for balance. So they, you know, play nicely with all the other weapons in the game. They don't completely change the functionality of something to like make it different for like some ridiculous balancing reason or for some competitive reason, right? And note, as soon as changes like that started happening in TF2 around 2016, that's when stuff started being horrible and not worth using, right? Once we started tailoring shit to be functional for competitive, that's when more and more items became lackluster or useless inside of the casual setting, or completely unappealing, right? So, but even then, Valve has only just barely dipped their toe into tweaking things for more serious play. Just barely tipping their toe in that. And they've been very good at maintaining, again, what the game has been at its core. And so long as they kind of maintain that, then the game's gonna be okay. If they like start doing drastic balance changes for shit, just look what happened with Overwatch. So, what you're saying about Overwatch is basically what's happening with Rainbow Six Siege, but far worse than people put up with it for some reason. Because, I don't know, there's no other game like Rainbow Six, is there? It's a very unique game, but they keep fucking changing it. There's no other alternative, right? So. Overwatch is a competitive game trying to be casual, and TF2 is a casual game trying to be competitive. No, it's not. TF2 is and always will be a casual game. Period, right? You have people that want it to be more competitive, but it will never get there without having to severely adjust, change, or remove in-game content, as it has been shown over the years with competitive whitelists, custom game modes like 6v6 and Highlander and things like that. Otherwise, it'll never achieve a viably competitive setting. The community, I shouldn't say community, the player base, a small subsection of the player base, has forced a competitive setting to exist inside of Team Fortress 2. That does not mean that's how the game should be balanced, and that does not mean how the game should be maintained. But if you like playing it, it's okay. If it's your cup of tea, then fuck it, go do it. It's your fucking, you play the game how you want. But don't expect, you know, I've said all this before. I've said this all before. Anyway, that was a long tangent. Let's move on. That was a very long tangent. It was a hideously long tangent. Okay, what do I do next? Let's see. Let's do, I don't know, I feel like Let's get a primary out of the way. I like the Hue Long Heater. Dusk subscribe, thanks man. I like the Hue Long Heater. I would say that the Hue Long Heater is one of the most underrated weapons in the game because people see the damage penalty and they see the faster ammo consumption and then they immediately disregard this weapon as being useless in comparison to the stock minigun. When, as I've done for a video and tested, that whenever you're opting to use the Hue Long Heater and, you know, disregarding the game mode, what have you, you can play equally as effectively with the Hue Long Heater as you can with the stock minigun in terms of points, kills, and damage. You just have to play with the Hue Long Heater differently. You have to really exploit good positioning so you force people to come into you to hit your firing so you get that bonus damage. And even then, that 15% damage penalty doesn't really make up that much of a difference between it and the stock minigun. And you're getting someone who's on fire often enough to make up for that lack of damage, if not more sometimes. And also, yes, in the casual setting, there's pretty much always a pyro on your team anyway, so you're going to be able to use this item and get that damage bonus more often than you might think. And this weapon is ridiculously good on payload. Like, if you're playing heavy on payload, use the Hue Long Heater and just fuck the cart. Stick your cock in the tailpipe of the cart and just stay revved up and you're good. Nothing can come close. Something catches on, like if someone tries to like block a cap, you almost do, you do 5% less damage than the Brass Beast against someone who is on fire with Hue Long Heater. Think about that for a second. 5% less damage than the Brass Beast on a minigun that has no spin up penalty and no movement speed penalty, so long as that person is on fire. Woo! That's pretty good. A lot of people don't think about it that way. The Hue Long Heater is very much the get in your target's face weapon. Get in their face with this thing. You do that, this item is awesome and really fun to use. I love this thing. And it's really good too, like if you're like, something I've noticed as well, like if you're making a push with your team into like a group of players, if you're suddenly coming across a whole bunch of people that just suddenly get close to you and your firing is activated, you're doing 16 damage per tick. And then you follow up with your fucking shots on this thing, you're melting through people that get close to you. It's nuts. It's very good. Very, very good. I love the Hue Long Heater. More people need to use it. It's stupid fun. But it's not the best minigun. It's not the best functionally. The other options tend to be a little bit better for a couple of reasons. But the Hue Long Heater is awesome. I love it. Use it more. Is it better than riding the cart with a Brass Beast? I would say so, because you don't have to worry about getting left behind. You know, like if you're not standing in front of the cart, it's pushing you along the track, right? If you're standing next to the cart, you're gonna fall behind. You'd have to like stand up on top of the cart, revved up with a Brass Beast so you can keep up with it. And if you need to reposition, you're suddenly punished for having to rev down, then rev up again. So on payload offense, probably not the best option to use the Brass Beast. I will talk about the Brass Beast in a minute though, as it's not as bad as people think it is. But I would say that the best option is definitely the Hue Long Heater if you're hugging the payload cart, for sure. Yeah, none of his I disagree. I would say that the Natasha is an item that is... Okay, so first of all, the Natasha is objectively broken on heavy. Alright? So, for those of you that don't know, the slow effect in Team Fortress 2, like the slow effect that you get from the stun on the Natasha, that you get on the Sandman ball, from the ball from the Sandman, if you spam strafe, like if you just hit 80, 80, 80, 80 over and over again, that negates the slowing effect. Like if you strafe, you're not affected by items that slow you down. So if you're being shot by a Natasha heavy, just spam strafe and you're not going to be slowed down at all. And it effectively makes the item useless. So this weapon is broken and bugged and needs to be fixed. And then you have a 35% damage penalty. And what is like a 35, was it a 25% damage penalty? No, 25% damage penalty, my bad. And a 35% slower spin up time? TF2 and I always get the two mixed up. It was like 25 and 35, I think is what it was. Sorry, yeah, it's a 25% damage penalty and a 30% slower spin up time. So you have a minigun that is buggy on its slow effect. You have a 25% damage penalty and a 30% slower spin up time. So the only time that this item is going to be really effective is just giving the middle finger to a scout that's jumpy, or a pyro that only knows how to hold down mouse 1. And you can fuck those other 2 classes over. In any other scenario, you're not doing enough damage fast enough with this thing to be as effective as with any other minigun. So I would consider the Natasha objectively the weakest of the miniguns, because it's only effective in 2 or 3 very specific fights against scouts, against pyros that only know how to hold down mouse 1, and people who are sticky jumping or who are rocket jumping. Because hit scan already kills airborne momentum based off of how much damage it does, but the slow effect also kills momentum in the air. So you really fuck over people who are airborne because of an explosive jump. So there's that too. What if Natasha has really strong knockback? Thing is, all miniguns already have really strong knockback, right? Have you tried jumping away from a heavy who's actively shooting you? You're going to be pushed away pretty quickly. And you don't want that for a minigun, because if you have knockback on a minigun, you're pushing someone away and you're going to be doing less damage, because not only does damage fall off come into effect, but you're hitting fewer bullets. So that's not a good idea for a minigun. You have the balance mod that High GPS has made, that High GPS has been working on for a long time now, and the way... Oh, right, I forgot. This item is also very good on... Yeah, if you want to give a really good middle finger to someone who's abusing the broken game mechanic of Splendid Screen, Eyeliner, Demo Knight, whip out the fucking Natasha, and it's the biggest fucking middle finger you can give these guys. It is so satisfying to fuck these guys over. Oh, it's the only time I love using this item. Is whenever there's a fucking Demo Knight who's just invincible, whip this fucker out, and he's fucking dead. It's so good. Love doing that shit. Natasha was a lock-in that does more damage versus sentries. No, it's a horrible idea, because all miniguns already have up to a 20% damage reduction against buildings, because Heavy's DPS is already insanely high. So they had to tone it down again. I think it's like a 15% damage penalty against level 1 and level 2, and then like a 20% damage penalty against level 3 sentries or buildings, I think is what it is. So Heavy already does reduce damage to buildings. So giving him more damage against buildings would just make him even more broken against sentries. So that's not a good idea. So no, don't make this minigun have some kind of a damage bonus against buildings. So as I was saying, the High GPS balance mod does something very interesting with this minigun. What this minigun does right now is that it brings everyone else down to your skill level so you can kill them because you're killing their ability to move. And playing against that fucking sucks and is frankly a little bit unfair. You're being punished by a hit scan weapon where one shot on a minigun completely fucks over your movement, unless you're actively strafing, but you have to be really spamming that shit, which does fuck over your own movement. So playing against this thing sucks, because like, oop, I guess I can't walk now, and that's just not fun. So this minigun brings everyone else down to the level of the Heavy so he can track his target easier and fuck them over. What the High GPS balance mod did is that instead, you get a speed boost every time you hit someone with the Natasha. But the speed boost is like, it's like an instantaneous thing. Like as soon as you get it, it goes away. There's no, it lasts like a 1/10 of a second. So you have to be actively hitting someone to make you faster. If you're not actively shooting someone, you're still moving at the same base speed. So instead of bringing other people down to your level, you're rewarded with faster movement speed so you're more mobile while spun up and shooting targets, and you still have the damage penalty. I really, really like that balance change that the High GPS balance mod did. It makes this weapon a lot more interesting, and I think a lot more fair. Because the only time you're getting that speed boost is when you're actively shooting somebody, and when you're not spun up, you're not moving any faster. It's always the same. And then when you're not hitting someone, you're still moving slow. So that Natasha, I think, is very, very good. It's a good change. There are a lot of changes in that balance mod that I personally don't like or agree with, but this is one of the few that I actually really would not mind seeing them put in the game. I think that'd be a good change for this weapon. It would make it not a buggy piece of shit, and make it a lot more fun to fight against because, okay, the heavy's not fucking me over just because I'm holding down mouse 1, or not mouse 1, I'm holding down W so I can move, right? That's a lot better. What if the Natasha got tracking rounds? It already does. We already have tracers in game. All hit scan has a tracer, except the sniper, so you can't see where he is. More on that in a couple weeks. But yeah, you already have bullet tracers in the game, so you can see where you're actively shooting, so what's the point of having a tracking round? Or what do you mean by a tracking round? Do you mean like you're marking someone so you can see where they are? Not a good idea, because we already have that in the game. No, do not outline targets. That's already hideously broken, right? Like, if you have that turned on at the start of a round, you immediately fuck over spies, because you can just see them whether they're disguised or invisible, so long as they're disguised as someone on your team. That's fucked. God, that's one of the key things about this game is having the situational awareness to know where someone is and like understanding the audio visual cues that you need to see classes in the game, right? 8 out of the 9 classes in the game have audio and visual cues to identify if they're there, right? If you suddenly outline these people, you can see them through walls. That's effectively like it's a fucking wall hack. Why? That's like, no, I don't know. It's fucking Overwatch has that. That's fucking stupid. No, don't put that in the game. Horrible idea. Horrible idea. Because imagine fighting the entire team or clipping a spy that's invisible and he's immediately fucked over by like everyone on the team automatically knows where the spy is, right? Like suddenly, like let's say you're defending a payload cart, right? And you have some Natasha heavy who's fucking around over to your right somewhere and he's just spamming shit off in the distance. And one single bullet clips an invisible spy and suddenly his presence is suddenly broadcast to the entire fucking team. Through walls? No, that's fucked. That is a horrible idea. No, do not put tracking rounds in this game. No. But yeah, fix the Natasha and it sucks. It's the worst minigun. It's only good in very specific scenarios. Otherwise, just use any other minigun. That's it. You're fucking over scouts, you're fucking over powers, you're fucking over demonites, you're fucking over people who are explosive jumping. Otherwise, you're always doing less damage and you're only a detriment to yourself. And also, Also, who plays support heavy? Heavy's not a support class. He's a defensive class. You're a damage powerhouse who's holding down in, a specific spot or pushing in very slowly with the rest of your team. You are the team's anchor. With Natasha, you are no longer an anchor. You're just a fucking chain on the anchor. You're not doing much. So. Objectively, the worst minigun, broken, needs to be fixed, sucks to play with, sucks to play against, unless you're dealing with those specific things. So no. Bad, broken, needs a rework. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what do we do next? Alright, I'll let you guys pick the next one. First one I see is the next one I do. Buffalo? Buffalo it is. Okay, buffalo steak sandwich. It's a thing. I don't know where to put this. It's just not, it's very lackluster. So the only good thing about this item is it's a throwable health kit that you can give to your medic or to someone who's hurt, right? That's like the strongest upside that you have with this weapon, or this item, I should say. It has the same healing properties as the stock, stock sandwich. It basically is stock at this point, as the sandwich. So you can use it that way if you want, but its actual use, which is eating it and then giving you a slightly faster movement speed at the cost of not being able to use your primary and being locked to your melee unless you manage to find a shotgun and then swap to that while it's on the ground. Yeah, you can do that, but the fact that this thing has a hidden 20% damage penalty, that's not advertised, by the way. If you look at the item description of this thing, it doesn't tell you that you have a 20% damage penalty while its effects are active. Don't know why they ever opted to not put that in there. So yeah, you're forcing the heavy to go melee only, but then you give him a damage penalty against everything. That makes sense. Yeah, right. Oh, God. Damage vulnerability, sorry. Yeah, vulnerability, sorry. Damage vulnerability, damage vulnerability, 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 vulnerability. Sorry, damage vulnerability. Gives you a damage vulnerability of 20%, So, fucking sucks. You're moving around at like 230 active health, I think is what it is. Let me see real quick. I think it's 230 active health. Something along those lines. Let me do the math real quick. So what is that? 300 divided by 1.2? 300 divided by 1.2? 250? Doesn't sound right. That does not sound right, because it's 1 minus 100 divided by... I think that's right. 1 minus 0.2. 1 plus 0.2 is 1.2. So 300 divided by 1.2 is 250. Yeah, is it 240? I think I'm doing the math wrong. 300 divided by... No, it's like 250 active health. Something like that. It's like 250 active health. Look, listen, I forget the equation you have to do to calculate a damage penalty, even though I did the full video, because if you have a 20% damage penalty, that's not the same as removing 20% of the heavy's health, right? Because 20% of the heavy's health is 60, but that's not how the damage penalties work. How it actually works is you take the active health pool, and then you divide it by 1 minus the actual damage penalty. So it's 300 divided by 1 plus 0.2. So it's 300 divided by 1.2, which is 250. So yes, the heavy has 250 active health when he's using this thing. Damage vulnerability. Fuck off! I know! You know what I'm talking about! Damage vulnerability, I know! Vulnerability, I know! Fuck! Understand from this point on, if I accidentally say penalty, I mean vulnerability when talking about this item. Fuck! Damage vulnerability! Fuck! You know what I'm talking about. Moving on. I don't understand why they didn't put that in the fucking description of this item. Put that there so it's at least, publicly broadcast so people know what they're getting themselves into. I mean, aside from that, the weapon works as advertised. You can be stupid with it. Like if you can do the melee only thing where you're running the KGB and you can get the crits on demand, right? If you get a kill on somebody, then you have crits for a few seconds and you just fucking wail on people with that. Whenever you combine this item with this melee, I'll talk about this one next, the KGB. If you combine this with the KGB and you're chaining crits together, man, that's fun. But that's the only time when this item is really viable. I mean, perhaps you could make the argument that you could eat this item and then use this as a means to get to the fight faster without having a health drain. But then you'd have to time it very perfectly because if you're too close, you're not going to be able to use your minigun until its effects wear off. So probably not the best use for that either. But if you're using this with this, oh man, it's pretty good. But also, yeah, you can already randomly crit with the killing gloves of boxing, which to me makes no sense. Change that. This item should not randomly crit. If this gives you crits as a reward, it should not randomly crit. Period. Does the Frontier Justice give you have random crits? TF2 Frontier Justice. I don't think it has random crits. If it does, I'll be upset. Yeah, it doesn't have random crits. So yeah, the Frontier Justice rewards you with crits. The Ambassador rewards you with crits. The Diamondback rewards you with crits. And none of those have random crits. But these reward you with crits, and these can still get random crits. That makes no sense. So remove the ability to randomly crit with this thing. And these are still, like, the second best heavy melee option. Because why would you ever use the stock fists when you can, here's the thing. If you know you can secure a melee kill on heavy, you whip these things out, you punch someone once, you have crits now. Then you can swap back to your minigun, and guess what? You have a critical hit minigun. Oh, you can do that. Few people forget that they can do that. And if you have, like, the Tomislav, with these things, you punch someone, you whip out the Tomislav, fast firing speed, guess what? You have crits now. And no one ever seems to remember that they can do that. Then again, if a heavy is ever using a melee, he's pretty much like... If you're using melee on heavy, you're kind of doing that as like a last ditch thing, like, fuck it, I'm gonna die. So, you have to be actively chaining your melee with your primary to get those crits on a hit scan weapon. But whenever you manage to do that, it's pretty fucking good. So why would I ever use the stock fists when I might be able to get crits with this thing at the penalty of a slower firing speed of about, what, 20%? Yeah, of only 20%. So I'm always going to use these over the stock fists. Why would I neuter the KGB even more when it's hard enough as it is to get close to the heavy to get those crits? because random crits are fucking stupid and shouldn't be in the game. Especially on melee, which already has a higher base crit chance. So if you get a random crit, you're just immediately able to chain crits for free. That's stupid. This item should not randomly crit. Period. KGB heavies and casual just run blindly into weak players with light classes and get guaranteed crits. It's dumb, and then you chain it with a minigun. What's the opposite of Natasha in terms of broken? An item that is so good that it's borderline, that it's effectively overpowered and needs a nerf. That's what I think. So like Scorch Shot, for example, is an example of an item that is broken and that it's too fucking good. Change it. So there's that. Yeah, I think KGB is just like, it's just the second best item for heavy. It's the second best melee for heavy. It's very good. It's, why would you not use these things over stock? That's it. Scotsman's, yeah. Scotsman's Skull Cutter, Islander, Diamondback when we get to it. Yeah, those all fall in that category. Stock fists, the stock fists, I mean, they're just okay. I mean, again, if you're actively trying to use melee on heavy, you're only doing it because it's like a last-ditch effort to kill someone, or you're just fucking memeing around. That's it. So stock fists are fine. Also, Apoco fists are the same thing, but it's to reskin. It makes your enemy gib when you get a kill on them, and that's it. But yeah, I mean, stock fists are like your third best melee option. And oh yeah, taunt kill. You can do taunt kill. I forgot, taunt kills. Duh. Yeah, you can taunt kill with the fucking normal fists. That's always fun. Yeah. Stock fists are fine. And like, when you compare the stock melee to like all the other classes in the game, the only classes where stock melee is probably your best option is Demo Man, if you're not playing Demo Knight, and Sniper, if you're not using Jarate Bushwhacka. So this is kind of the similar case for heavy. If you're not using the Fists of Steel or the KGB, the stock fists are actually pretty good. Because I think the gloves are running urgently blow, and the eviction notice does blow. But yeah, stock fists are just good, because again, random crits are stupidly high on fucking fists, so yeah, wild shit, so. It's alright. Stock melee is good on heavy. It's just good. That's why it's C tier. It's just good. It's not amazing, it's not bad, it's just good. Where's Apoco Fist? It's the exact same spot. Functionally, they're both in C tier. But Apoco Fist look cooler, and you can blow people up whenever you smack someone with it. So. Stat of 20% slower firing speed is basically non-existent because all you have is a slower delay for your next swing. And if you compare the actual speed with stock or something, it's the same rate of speed. It's not a non-existent stat. You do swing slower with the KGB. The first punch is not delayed, but consecutive hits are. Holiday Punch is a direct upgrade if you aren't wanting to kill the crit. I fucking hate this item, man. I hate this shit. Listen. The only reason why the Holiday Punch is in broken needs nerf territory is because it works on Ubered players. You can just immediately like, if you see someone being Ubered and you're a heavy, all you have to do is just turn your brain off and just fucking wall to someone and get a random crit and completely stuff the Uber. It's fucking stupid. This item should not affect Uber players. It can have random crits, fine, I don't care. But it should not affect people who are fucking invincible. Why are invincible players still affected by the fucking gimmick of making people laugh? That's stupid. It's one of the most broken things in the fucking game. It should not happen. Should not fucking happen. Remove random crits on, sorry. Remove the fact that it makes Uber players laugh because of the stupid gimmick. Then it's fine. Other than that, like, if this item didn't stuff Ubers with random crits, it'd be like down here. It's like, or like kind of around here, right? Because this is like the fun, wacky gimmick item. You can randomly crit someone and taunt kill. Haha, I got you with a tickle mittens. I got you. It's silly, funny, and wacky. They're not really viable in any other way. You're using this item to dick around. But the fact you can stuff Ubers with it completely is fucking stupid. I hate that shit. Remove that effect on Uber players. Fuck them. It can still affect quick fixed players and fucking vaccinator players totally fine, right? Because if it's a vaccinator, fuck you, because I hate the vac. But this should not affect regularly Ubered players. No. Bad. Holiday Punch and Fist of Steel are easily the best gloves in Heavy's arsenal. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. And does it work in MVM? I don't know. Can anyone confirm if these things stun players or stun robots in MVM? It doesn't? It doesn't. Okay. No, it doesn't? Okay, then no. It doesn't work in MVM, so why use it? There you go. I don't think... I've never seen these things stun giants, and if they did stun giants, I would have heard about it. So. I don't think so. No, it doesn't seem like they do. No, I don't think they do. The thing is, like, when bots do a certain taunt, like, if they don't have a taunt, like an animation for it, they just freeze and stand still. So, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, final verdict on Holiday Punch. Make it so it doesn't affect Ubered players, so you don't get a free one-shot stuff Uber gimmick. It's so fucking stupid. Other than that, they'd be down here as the fun, wacky gimmick item where I punch someone, get a random crit, tickle them, and taunt kill them. That's it. Otherwise, remove that effect, and then it's totally fine. Okay, what next? I guess let's do... Oh, God. What do I do next? Warrior Spirit? Yeah, let's get these out of the way. I would say that it's really hard to pick which one of these is Heavy's worst melee option. Because the Warrior Spirit is really bad. Because it gives you, I forgot, it's like a 30% damage vulnerability, I think is what, I think it was TF2 Warrior's Spirit. I think it's like a 30% damage vulnerability. Yeah, 30% damage vulnerability. Fuck, that is so brutal on Heavy, man. It's awful. So, like, if you have a 30% damage vulnerability, that takes you down to 230 effective health. Hold on, actually, I think that's wrong. 300 divided by 1.3. Yeah, 230 effective health. As a Heavy. That's fucking awful. Right? That's still not that bad, and it's only effective when they're out, right? But I don't understand why this item has to be balanced by make you take more damage to deal more damage. I've never liked that balancing idea. Deal more damage, take more damage. It doesn't feel correct. It feels like lazy game design. Like, I feel like there are better workarounds for that than just making the Heavy suddenly take a fuckload more damage when it's out. I don't like that. Warrior Spirit is better than Eviction Notice. Eviction Notice is the worst Heavy item. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm willing to accept that the Warrior Spirit has at least some shred of viability, right? Because if you're doing the last-ditch thing, if you're gonna fucking die, you're facing someone down, you don't have time to rev up, you whip out these fucking things, you get a random crit, you deal over 200 damage and fucking pop them. And you get 50 health back. But if you have any extended fight with the Warrior Spirit, you're fucked. You're just gonna die. And also, like, this item is supposed to be paired with the buffalo steak sandwich, which is just not... No, that's really bad. So, if you pair this with the buffalo steak sandwich, it's not an additive bonus, it's not an additive stack, it's a multiplicative stack. So, you have, what is that? 1 minus, what is it, 0.3 times 0.2. So what is that? That's 0.06. Well, that was 0.3. I have to, it's gonna bother me now unless I fucking look this shit up. I have to go back to my video and remind myself of how much effective health you actually have when you're using the fucking buffalo steak sandwich with the Warrior Spirit, because it's fucking stupid how low health you have. Where is this shit? Gimme, because I know I talked about it. Where is it? Oh yeah, I made a spreadsheet for this. Duh. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Yeah, so what is that? Yeah, so... Hold on, I will find this. Bear with me. Bear with me, I will find this. Yeah, it's 1.3. Come on, calculator. 1.3 times... No, fuck off. What the hell? Clear. 1.3 times 1.2. It's 1.56. Yep, that's right. 300 divided by 1.56. Yeah, you have 193 effective health. Oh, that is so fucking bad. You're running around with 193 effective health when you're under the effects of the buffalo steak sandwich, and you have the fucking bare fists out. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, God. And, I mean, yeah, you do like 100 damage per swing, and you move faster, I guess, but... Oh, it sucks. It's, like, I don't know, unless you're just really being stupid and going for it. Go crazy, but then why would you use the buffalo steak sandwich when a random crit from this thing, like this guy just said, just basically one-shots everything except another heavy, unless the class is overhealed. So, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, these are definitely more useful than the eviction. I might actually bump them up here. I would say these are probably better than the buffalo steak sandwich, because you can still whip these out in like a last-ditch effort and one-shot a guy with a random crit. And maybe if you're playing on a server without random crits, you're doing 80 damage per swing, so you can two-shot a guy if he has anything less than 200 health, like on a soldier. So you can do that too. Yeah, these are probably better than the buffalo steak, but I still really hate how, like, the do more damage, take more damage balance mentality. I fucking hate that. I don't like that at all. So, but yeah, worst melee item definitely falls to the eviction notice. Bad and sad. Very bad and very sad. Okay, so that's the warrior spirit out of the way. Move stake to E? No, I can't move stake to E because you can still give it to someone as a health kit, and you could make the argument of pairing this with the killing gloves of boxing and going crazy with chaining crits on that. So you still can do this. It's alright, but it's not down here because this I think E is just reserved for the eviction notice. Just pop you down here. Yeah, bad sandwich. It's still a health kit, right? It's effectively not good for you, but it's still good for someone else. But if you're using an item for a health kit, then you're using the sandwich. Like, this is the secondary option you're always running for heavy, unless you're using the second banana. The sandwich is just good. Why would you sacrifice the ability to completely give your entire health pool back, or give a medium health kit to somebody? That's also replenished by picking up other health kits. This item is insanely good for heavy. And it's a really good team play item as well, because you can just give it to your medic, or give it to someone who's hurt. It's just good. Like, what this is the meta. This is the meta item, and this is like one of the few times where I completely agree with the meta, in that this is objectively the best secondary item for heavy. It's very fucking good. Most people just use this item because of how fucking good it is. It's nuts. It's very good. It's the best in general. It's not. I wouldn't say it's the best with the pocket medic. It's just good in general. Like, if he needs health, you can toss it to him. If one of your teammates needs help, you can toss it to him. Because if you got it, it's just solid. It's very good. How would I feel if Heavy had a secondary like soldier banners? That'd be broken. That would not be good, because Heavy has insanely high DPS, so he'd be able to charge the banners insanely quickly. And then he's already the anchor of the team, so giving him a high health pool with some kind of a health back on hit, or, you know, damage resistance or damage bonus of any kind on the Heavy would be stupid fucking broken. Because of how high damage he is, and him being the anchor, is making him like an even stronger anchor for the team. And he would be really fucking hard to kill if he was the one wearing the banner. Oh, no. Not a good idea to give a banner to Heavy of any kind. So. A lot more weapons in lower tiers today than last week. Does that mean that Heavy is objectively worse than Soldier? Comp TF2 moment? No, like, you have to think about it. It's not like they're bad. It's just that other options are way better. Like, you wouldn't be using any of these items if you want to be like the most effective Heavy around, right? Everything else down here is going to be up here. Don't worry. Like, these last 6 items are going to balance this tier list out. All right? Don't worry, we're getting there. We're getting there. Heavy needing his team to get buffed is pretty balanced, IMO. Yeah, I would completely agree, because he's the anchor, and if you want to keep your team fight going, you're going to protect your anchor, right? And you're going to protect the medic as well. I'm gonna save the stock minigun and Tomislav for last because this is, I feel like the discussion on these two items is gonna go on for a while. So I'll knock out these 4 first and then we'll do these last 2. Because I have a feeling there's gonna be some headbutting about these 2 items. There is still a lot of headbutting when it comes to stock and Tomislav. I don't know why. I think it's a pretty clear-cut choice between each one, but people still try to make an argument for one or the other. So, anyway. Sandwich is the best secondary option. Why would you ever use anything else? That's just... It's just like... It honestly is the heavy's best item. Aside from... You know, this isn't the best item. But yeah, the sandwich is just the heavy's best item. It works with any minigun. It works with any melee. It works with any kind of playstyle except Fat Scout. This is the most versatile, the most useful item, and the best item in Heavy's arsenal. Period. The best item that Heavy has. Top of A tier, nothing will beat it. Yeah, I agree. The sandwich is just one of the best items in the game. It's super influential and it's just really fucking good. You're right. It is one of the best items in the game. Any item that gives you a benefit and your teammates a benefit is very good in a team-based game. So a close second to the sandwich. A close second to the sandwich is the second banana. Only because this thing replenishes twice as fast, right? And whenever you're using this thing, you're not completely out of health. You might be like a little bit less than half health, right? So this is the optimal item to use. Like it'll top you back off to have enough health to get yourself back into the fight, or so you can wait for a medic, right? And then the faster regen on this thing just makes you be able to use it more often. And then like if your medic's on fire, hi, here, have a small health kit. It's effectively a watered down version of the stock sandwich that's just a little bit better if you don't have a medic on your team. Because you can use it more often, it can get you back into a fight faster, and if you just, you know, it tops you off. It's a topping off item. It's a topping off item. So, it's just good. Yeah, and the second banana does come in second, at least in terms of it being, you know, yeah. Yeah, and I agree. It's not that it's worse, it's a pretty solid side grade, right? But you would pretty much want to stick with the stock sandwich if you have a medic on your team so you can heal him back up. If you want to be a more selfish player and only use your lunchbox item for yourself, then you're going to be using the second banana. It's very good. Yeah, banana is better when there is no med. Yes, you're right. You're completely correct. But even when there is no medic, this is still really good because you can just give all of your health back. One thing that I kind of have a peeve with when it comes to lunchbox items, especially with a Dolichos bar, Dolichos, it hovers. Dolichos bar hovers between C and B tier, but I'll get back to that in a minute. I don't know, I still would always much prefer using the sandwich over the second banana. And I've heard arguments for the second banana to make its eating animation faster. And I kind of disagree with that, because you also have the faster recharge time. If you didn't have the faster recharge time, then that'd be a justification to give this a faster eating animation, so you can, you know, fucking stuff the banana down your gullet faster. But that's not a good rework for this item. I think that type of a tweak is much more deserving, or I should say the Dolichos bar is much more deserving of that kind of a tweak. Because this thing recharges at the same speed. I'm pretty sure it does. Let's see. It doesn't. I know for the TF2 Dolichos, I don't think it recharges any faster. If it does, I'll find out. No, it does not. Yeah, it doesn't recharge any faster. So it recharges at the same rate as the stock sandwich. It only gives you 100 health, but it increases your base health by 50. That's pretty influential. In some scenarios, it's not as good as people make it out to be for a couple of reasons. Yeah, like someone pointed out, it lets you tank an extra pipe, it lets you tank an extra rocket, you can tank 2 headshots, but it's not that effective given how slow Heavy moves and the fact that its effect is temporary for only a short period of time, right? This item is usually best paired when you have a quick fix medic. Because when you have a quick fix medic, its overheal is only 25%. So heavies get overhealed to like 425, I think is what it was. I think heavies get overhealed to 425 with the quick fix medic when they're using the Dolichos bar, but all health pools have a cap at the amount of overheal. Yeah, all classes have a cap on the overheal. So like if you're using the stock Minigun or the Vaccinator or the Kritzkrieg, it caps at 450. And you can't overheal more than that. But since you're not hitting that maximum cap of 450 with the Dolichos bar, and because the Kritzkrieg overheals you for half as much, you can get a 425 health overheal with the Dolichos bar and a quick fix medic. Which not a lot of people know. It's pretty good. So if you got a quick fix medic on your team, you're probably going to be able to use this, because not only do you have that higher health pool when your overheal is drained completely, but you get a better buff. So that's pretty cool. So, but beyond that, it's just not, it's not that influential, right? It only works when you remember to eat it, and then when you eat it so slow that by the time you're done eating and get back into the fight, you've already chewed through like a third of the time that health bonus is active. So this item would be a lot more effective. I think it'd be used a lot more often if the eating animation was faster, right? If you could eat this thing faster and get into the fight more quickly, so you can actually make use of that higher health pool instead of sacrificing a third of that time to the actual taunt animation itself, that'd be good. I think that's what this item needs. Dolichos recharges in 10 seconds, sandwich in 30. Is that true? Did I fuck that up? Ah, it is 10 seconds. Sorry. I did not see that. Okay, yes, the recharge time is 10 seconds. Okay, so this does have a faster recharge time. That's my bad. I still think that a faster eating animation would be better for this, though. Oh, that's right, the balance mod does make you eat this faster. Yeah, so yeah, the balance mod agrees with me on that one. They make the eating animation faster for the Dolichos. And even because it recharges 10 seconds faster, right? It's like when you, here, think about it this way, right? You get back into the fight, right? You get back into the fight, and you're using this thing, and you don't pay attention to when your health pool goes back down unless you're not overhealed. But if you're actively engaged in a fight, and because it recharges so quickly, you're not going to be able to like stop and pause and eat it again. Like, how often do you eat this item more than once in a single life, right? If the eating animation was faster, I think this would be a lot better, because you could give yourself more health back instead of 100, and you could make use of its effects more often. You like really cycle its effect more often. I think that'd be a little bit of a better tweak. That'd be good. Now, the Dolichos bar exploits have, I believe, all been patched out. For a while it was there, but I think it's not there. Yeah. Basically a quick band-aid to get back into the fight. Yeah, that's effectively it. Yeah, and again, it would greatly benefit from a faster eating animation. Then it'd be good. But right now, it's good. It's definitely better than this piece of shit lunchbox item. I would consider it a pretty decent alternative to either of these two lunchbox items because of that, you know, extra 50 health. But it's just not as good. It's not as good as the other lunchbox items. But it's still good. Slight tweak, and it would be up here. It'd be like fucking amazing. But it resides comfortably down here. I would say it's probably firmly nestled like in the middle of our B tier items. Yeah, I think it deserves to be bumped a little bit. About right there. About right there is good. Ironic how the Guru has consistently been the buggiest item in games as the meet your match nerf. Gee, maybe because health drain items are fucky wucky in this oopsie whoopsie fucking game. Maybe that's why. Ugh. Okay, let's get the Fist of Steel out of the way. I fucking hate these items. These items are a genuine crutch. If you're heavy using these, you're not a skilled player. You don't know how to position yourself, and you have a medic inside your ass at 24/7. Like I immediately lose all respect for you if you're using the Fist of Steel. It's a stupid good item. It's broken, right? Because you instantly get 500 effective health when you pull them out because of the 40% damage resistance that they grant you. A heavy walking around with 500 active health that can still be healed and still be overhealed to 390 health. Oh, but guess what? What does that 390 health turn into with a 40% damage resistance? Gee, let's do the fucking math on that, shall we? 650 health! 650 health against a heavy! He cannot fucking die! Unless he has a medic in his, rather I should say, unless he has a spy backstab him, or someone's wailing on him with a melee item. But even then, with 650 effective health, it takes 3 swings to bring him down. The downside of this item, which is double damage from melee items, only comes into effect when he's by himself. Right? And when you're using this item paired with the medic that's inflating your health pool, it's fucking ridiculous how much damage you can tank with this thing. And then if you got a vaccinator in your ass, you don't die. Stupid how strong this is. If this item is out, you shouldn't be able to be healed at all. Rather, you shouldn't be able to be overhealed at all. You can still be healed, but you can't be overhealed, period. You can have a medic in your ass, so you constantly have 500 effective health, but no overheal so it doesn't bump you to 650 effective health. That's fucking stupid. No overheal when the Fists of Steel are out. Then it's fine. Fucking dumb. If you're by yourself, then these things are infinitely less effective. Because if you're by yourself and you're trying to like whip these out quick enough, like, oh shit, I can get out and like get out alive, right? Cross a sniper sight line, then yeah, you can take anything that gimps a sniper. You're whipping these things out to like cross a sniper sight line, fine. You can survive that way. In that instance, they're okay. But like, if you have a medic in your ass, like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose this fight, now I won't, and then you fucking just zip away and don't have to worry about it. Dumb. It is the biggest get out of jail free card in this fucking game. Because of overheal. It's ridiculous. No overheal when this item is active. Then it's fine. If you can instantly grant yourself 500 effective health, you should not be overhealed. To then get more effective health. You can still be healed. That's fine. Also, fun fact. Even though these things deploy slower, what's the deploy? Yeah. They fucking... Yeah. They deploy slower. They holster slower. You can completely circumvent that by quick switching your items. So if you're quick switching your fucking Fist of Steel over and over again, you can completely circumvent having to put these things away slower. So that downside is non-existent. Stupid. Just fucking spam your mouse wheel. As soon as they come out, that damage resistance is in effect. And until they're fully deployed, you can just keep quick switching and you don't have to worry about it. Balance on, they made the Fist of Steel deploy slower, so you have to commit. Good. Forced to commit. Yeah, instead of fucking holstering them slower, deploy them slower so you have to take them out. That is another good way to balance this item. Force them to take them out instead of being able to quick switch to them over and over again. That's another good change. Still don't think you should be healed when these things are active. That's my opinion. Because again, 500 effective health is stupid. You can tank 3 headshots. No. You can tank 5 pipes. No. Nothing can kill you. Yeah, it's 40% less healing, right? But only when they're active. So you can have full overheal and then whip these things out, and then your overheal drops to 390, but you've already been healed up, so you don't have to worry about it. And you can still have health pumped into you. No. No overheal. No overheal. Also, if you have crit heals, it completely circumvents the healing rate penalty, right? So, there's that too. Yeah, you can be overhealed to 450 and the med starts healing you before you pull out the Fist of Steel, and then yeah, just no overheal. That's it. Moving on. No overheal with this item. Okay, let's do the Brass Beast. So the Brass Beast is, I don't know. I think a lot of people ignore this minigun. It has its uses, but you have to play hideously defensively. I have a lot of fun using this thing because The best way to be effective with a brass beast is if you're doing jump revs around blind corners, right? Or if you're waiting for someone to come around a blind corner. This weapon very much turns you into like a spider in a trap. You're waiting for the flies to come in your web, and as soon as they do, they're fucked. Right? This is objectively the best defensive minigun option the Heavy has, right? Because you can jump, spin up around corners. You're in the movement, you can move a little bit, but you're effectively stationary. But it's not nearly as bad as people make it out to be. It's still a pretty good minigun. Still pretty good. I think this is, even despite how lackluster it is in comparison to the other miniguns, I don't think it needs any kind of adjustment. I think the Brass Beast is okay. A lot of people call for it to, like, you know, have some kind of a buff of some kind. I don't know what it would need, but I think it's totally fine, right? Because it's a higher damage hit scan item, which is brutally powerful. As soon as you're in the Heavy's line of sight, he melts through you, unless you're far away. It's good. You can play well with this if you know how to really pay attention to positioning and timing with getting yourself into a right spot to start shooting people, right? On offense, like if you're playing like offense on like, you know, attack, defend, or payload, then this thing is not a good option. But if you're holding defensively on any game mode, this is really fucking good. I've seen some people try to use this thing offensively, but it just makes you an even slower anchor for your team, so you tend to fall behind quite a bit. And so unless you overextend initially and then rev up, then you can kind of be effective on offense with this thing, but you put yourself at greater risk of having someone catch you off guard before you're revving up, and you might die. So, bit riskier to use this thing on offense, but defense, it's pretty fucking good. Or if the Brass Beast got a 15% accuracy bonus? No, because that would just translate into a higher damage bonus, especially at like further range. No, that's not a good idea. 20% damage bonus on this thing is already more than enough. More than enough. It doesn't need an accuracy bonus at all. I think it's fine. Brass Beast is fine. But Zesty, I'm playing Heavy to do the complete opposite when using the Brass Beast. What do you mean? Why? I mean, if you're running a shotgun on Brass Beast, it's like, I still don't see any real benefit of using the shotgun unless you just have it out as you're getting yourself to where you want to be to rev up, right? I still don't see a strong argument for using a shotgun with this thing. It's good for staying on top of the cart on offense and letting the cart move you. Yeah, if you can maintain that and not get headshot by standing on the cart, then yeah, you can go for it. Also, by the way, you can tank 3 headshots with this because of the damage resistance it gives you below 50% health. So there's that too. Unless the sniper charges up and then he can still one-shot you, but there's also that. The Natasha also has that too, but because of how ineffective it is, it's just not... Let's see. Anything else? Anything else to cover about the Brass Beast? No, I think it's pretty good. I think that adequately sums up the Brass Beast. It's just good. It's just aight, you know. You can still play decent with it. Tap shooting with every minigun takes a long-range weapon. Remember, every first shot hit. Yeah, and every first shot is a perfectly accurate on hit scan. Yeah, you're right. So I guess you can do that. Okay, so that covers those 2 items. Now we have the last 2. And I'm putting them both up here. We have the minigun and we have the Tomislav. So, I made a video about Tomislav versus minigun. And when it comes down to it, the minigun always outperforms the Tomislav in terms of damage by 10%. Bullet for bullet, if you land every single shot with the Tomislav and the minigun's always going to outperform. By more than 10%. Roughly like 15%, because of how tick rates work in TF2. The 20% damage, the 20% slower firing speed really translates into something like a 15% damage penalty, and not exactly a 20% damage penalty as if you were to hit bullet for bullet. But no matter the playstyle, no matter what you do as you play Heavy using either the stock minigun or the Tomislav, you will always underperform. you will always do 10% less damage. And throughout, and again, I did fucking 50 rounds of stock, 25 on stock, 25 on Tomislav, different play styles, offense, defense, you know, and when it just came down to it, minigun always worked better, right? The difference that the Tomislav makes is that if you're revved up, you rev up faster, so in a 1v1 against a heavy that isn't revved up, like if you both start revving at the same time, you can beat him. That's the only upside the Tomislav has, the only strong upside the Tomislav has. And you can jump rev up a little bit faster, right? You can pick fights a little bit easier, but that rev up time isn't that significant to where it makes up for that 20% slower firing rate, which translates into like a 15% damage penalty again. So, and even then, it's like, yeah, you're hitting slightly more shots at medium to far range, but it's not that much more because, again, you have the slower firing rate that kind of accounts for that damage adjustment that you would otherwise be getting with the stock minigun, right? You're firing more often, but you're hitting fewer shots instead of firing less often and hitting more shots. It's effectively the same amount of damage at medium to far range. And it makes the most significant difference at close range. At close range, the stock minigun's always going to do better because you have the faster firing speed. It's always going to do more damage. And as a heavy, you know, if you're timing your rail, and here's the thing too, like if you just barely miss time, like if you have two unrevved heavies, you have a Tomislav heavy and you have a minigun heavy. And if they both rev up at the exact same time, Tomislav's gonna win. But if you mistime that by a fucking millisecond, if that Tomislav heavy just barely starts revving up a hair after that minigun heavy, he's gonna die. The difference is so minor between the two miniguns. That for me, if you're just going for normal, just, you know, you're the anchor, you're doing damage on heavy, you're using the stock minigun. Stock minigun is by far the best minigun option in the game. If you want to be a little bit more offensive with your team, and just, again, marginally more because you have the faster spin up time, and again, just a tiny amount. If you want that little bit more of faster movement as you're jump spinning up, then you're going to use the Tomislav. But once you start firing, it's always going to be worse than the minigun. So for me, when it comes down to stock versus Tomislav, stock always beats it, but only by a little bit. And at the end of the day, it really just boils down to whatever your preference is, right? While objectively, I've shown that the stock minigun performs better, it just depends on how you want to play heavy, right? You're going to use the Tomislav if you enjoy having a slightly faster spin-up speed and hitting about the same amount of shots at medium range, even though it kind of like tricks you into thinking that you're hitting more shots and doing more damage, you're doing about the same as the stock minigun anyway. So it just boils down to whatever you prefer more. But for me, stock minigun just is always better. Always. And also the interesting thing too, someone might argue that the silent spin up makes a significant difference, but TF2 is such a loud fucking game that you're probably not going to be paying attention for the heavy spin up noise in the sea of other shit going on, right? The only time you're going to catch that a heavy is spun up is when he's by himself and there's no one else around you, right? And it's like, oh shit, there's a heavy spun up around this corner, probably shouldn't peek. But if you're like if you're engaged in an active fight, people are doing, like, you hear voice lines going, you got shots going off, you got all the clusterfuck of shit going on around you, you're probably not going to be paying attention specifically for a heavy spin up noise. And if you bump into a heavy and he's spun up either way, you're fucked. You're gonna die. So that silent spin up time doesn't make that much of an impact, at least from my experience. So, human error makes the two weapons extremely similar. Yeah, and random bullet spread makes the two weapons extremely similar. Completely agree. Completely agree. And yeah, the Tomislav still has an audible sound effect. You can hear the little chingle changle, like the as it spins down. You can still catch that if you have your volume maxed out to like 120 decibels and it's blasting in your eardrum. You can still hear it, right? So, yeah, I always say stock is better. That's just me. I prefer Tomislav because the revving sound is annoying. Yeah, again, it just boils down to personal preference, but from just a pure performance standpoint, stock's better. Tommy is a straight upgrade if there are no heavies on the enemy team. No, I disagree. For example, if you're pushing into a sentry nest with a Tomislav, it's weaker than the stock minigun because it does less. You already have a damage penalty against sentries, but then you have slower firing speed, so you're going to be weaker against sentry buildings, right? So there's that. You're always doing less damage at close to point blank unless you're doing a spin-up battle with another heavy, so there's that. And at medium to far range, it's still effectively the same amount of damage. So even if there isn't another heavy even if there isn't a heavy on the other team, minigun's still the better choice. So, rev up sound tier list. Brass Beast is the coolest. Minigun's classic. Tomislav is bad. Natasha's cool. There's no spin up, so there's like a little jingle jangle spin up, but it's not awesome. I forgot where everything was. It was like around here. Yeah, there we go. Was this here? I don't remember what this was. I think this was here. I think it was in B tier. I've already forgotten. Oops. But no, the Brass Beast has the coolest spin up sound. The Natasha's pretty cool. The stock is classic, and then this is bad. Not a cool spin up noise. Little jingle jangle. So yeah. Yeah, I have a very nagging suspicion that my thoughts on the gloves of running urgently are gonna get my ass chewed out on YouTube when I put this up, so we'll see what happens with that one. But again, these are my opinions, and of course,
Zesty has bad opinions, therefore he's bad. He's a bad person, and we should just fucking like mail fucking poo poo to his house. You can't have that thought.
My favorite minigun? My favorite one to use is probably the Hue Long Heater. It's the one I have the most fun with. Just because it's really satisfying to get someone on, like, it's really fun to chain the ring of fire on someone that gets close to you, and then you blast them with your fucking minigun. That is so fun to me. I love doing that shit. Hue Long is the most fun for me. Close second is the stock. I almost never use the Tomislav anymore because whenever I use it, I always feel like I'm underperforming. And then I was actually using the Brass Beast last night on Powerhouse and was having a lot of fun. So, I like the Brass Beast is also fun because like you catch someone just walking into you and you fucking and they just die. Oh, I love doing that shit. It's fun. I think the Tomislav is the most boring of the miniguns, I would say. Tomislav is the most boring because it's like you've sacrificed damage for faster spin up time and tighter spread. On paper, it all sounds better. It's been glorified as the meta for so long, but it just doesn't translate into that much of a difference. And it's just boring. And the minigun, it just sounds cooler. It looks cooler. You know, it's got girth. It's got meat on it. You fucking whip that out. It's like, I'm here to fuck things up. And then you just lay it away. And the Tomislav is just like this pencil dick that comes out like, whoops-a-daisy, and my dick fell out. And then you just fucking puff at people. I like the stock minigun more. Also, punishing spies with the Hue Long Heater is fun too. Spies can jump over the ring of fire on the Hue Long Heater as well. Forgot to mention that, so be wary. You know, and that's something else too about the Hue Long Heater. Something I didn't really elaborate on a lot in the video that I made on it is that a really good way to play with the Hue Long Heater is if you give yourself just slightly higher ground. Like you don't need to be like on like a highly elevated surface, but if you're on like a ramp or a slope or on a staircase where people have to actually walk into your firing, or they have to force people to come at you and hit your firing, that's where you're the most effective with this thing, right? If you're just on higher ground, it's not that make that much of a difference. But like if you have like props, like if you have like a prop to stand on, you have a slope to stand on, or an edge that's, you know, level with like the rest of the ground around you, that makes players have to walk into your ring of fire and they can't jump over it. So they have to take damage from your ring of fire to get close to you, which is pretty good. Wasn't here for your review on the eviction notice. Isn't the code for the GRU connected with that weapon It's a bit broken. Yeah, it's buggy and broken. But the GRU is the GRU's buggy, but it's not so bad that I have to put it in broken and needs a rework like the Natasha does. It still functions as advertised, but it just fucks with overheal and fucks with your health a lot. So it's just like, I don't... not big for it. My most used loadout for heavy is probably, it's the stock minigun with sandwich and stock fists. That's usually what I use the most. I sometimes use the gloves of running urgently. I sometimes use the Dolichos bar, and I interchange the Hue Long Heater with stock pretty frequently, but I almost always resort back to stock whenever I'm playing heavy. Hue Long Heater is a close second in terms of my most used. So base, your opinion on heavy, have too bad weapon while the rest are useful to say the least. Pretty good. Yeah, the thing about Team Fortress 2 is that most weapons in the game are useful. Like, you can use them, right? There's nothing wrong with them, and very few kind of reside in this area of uselessness, right? We have very few items like that. The eviction notice being one of them, the Sandman being one of them, the gas passer being one of them, the fucking righteous bison being one of them, the Pomson being one of them. All of these items that are just so bad or buggy or broken that no one uses them because they're so unimpactful, or their mechanics just simply don't work, right? We have very few items like that in the game, and that really just covers the ones that exist, really, where the rest are pretty well functioning. And at least function as advertised and have some kind of tangible impact on the active game. Those items I just mentioned, not really. Not worth using. So, but I mean, again, all in all, TF2 is a very well-balanced game. It doesn't need a lot. It doesn't need anything aside from bug fixes. Like, if they fixed bugs with this shit, this would be back up here, and this would be like, and these two items would be a little bit better because they don't melt your overheal away. But because bugs exist, these items are worse. So. Hue Long Heater is just a good looking gun. It sounds good. Boy, it feels powerful. I love working with pyros for one. Oh yeah, it's fun. Like I said, it's easily the most fun minigun because you're playing heavily with teammates with it, like pyros and shit. It's fun. It's elating to get the extra damage from people who are on fire. Just enjoyable. It's fun. What if the heavy had the old pump and dump panic attack as the new weapon? No. I mean, yeah, like the old panic attack was fun. Like it was a fun, goofy gimmick item, but and it was definitely more fun to use. I enjoyed using the old pump and dump panic attack, but the way it is now, it just feels more comfortable to use, you know? And the old panic attack in that regard was only useful on engineer. And maybe heavy. It was useless on the soldier and the pyro. But the rework makes it useful on the engineer, the soldier, and the pyro. The current version, I mean. While it still remains about the same level of usefulness as any other shotgun on heavy. Old or new. So. It was a really cool mechanic that didn't exist in the game anymore. Yeah, I agree. It's a bit of a shame that they removed that kind of fun, wacky, gimmicky nature with the item. It kind of just made it a little bit boring and stale. But I still like it, you know? But it's unfortunate that they had to put the panic attack in this way, because now there's no real reason to ever use the stock shotgun in a Valve server. You're always better off using the panic attack on a class like Soldier and definitely Pyro, right? If you're opting to use a shotgun, and especially on Engineer too, right? If you're not using the Rescue Ranger, you're going to be using a shotgun, probably the Frontier Justice, and then you're going to swap to, you're going to choose stock or the panic attack, right? Because the people you're going to be chipping at are probably going to be a lot closer to you than you want them to be when you're having to resort to your shotgun as engineer, so you're going to whip out the fucking panic attack and do 102 instead of 90. So, yeah. Panic attack is just better than stock shotgun, and ever since they changed it, it's like, why would I ever need to use a stock shotgun? Unless I'm playing on a server that has no bullet spread, or no random, no RBS, no random bullet spread. So, yeah, we blazed through this one pretty quickly, but then again, there weren't as many items to go through on this tier list, so makes sense that we finished it pretty quickly. I don't like the shot pattern the panic attack has. It's okay. I like it. It's a bit wide. It's a bit wide. I understand that. It's not square, but it's aight. What do you think about the original concept of the Hue Long Heater as a projectile weapon? No, the heavy should never be a projectile-based class. It's a horrible idea. It's good that they kept it as hit scan. Instead of shotgun, what would I give heavy as a secondary, or just leave the lunchbox items without anything else? I don't think the heavy needs anything. I think the most interesting concept that I've seen as a potential heavy secondary is an ammo box that replaces a lunchbox item. Like, where you consume it, you give yourself all your ammo back, so it's something you could use with the Hue Long Heater, or if you have an engineer on your team, you can just toss the engineer a medium ammo pack. That's probably the most interesting and useful heavy secondary that I've seen proposed by multiple people. And I think that's a good idea. But aside from that, I don't really see any other thing that you could give heavy. Like, in terms of, out of all the classes in the game, heavy is probably in the best spot. He doesn't need anything. Heavy functions fine. He doesn't need to, like, have new life breathed into him like so many fucking Reddit kids scream for. Oh, Heavy needs a shield. Heavy should be like a fucking, he should be like Reinhardt, where he can, like, charge at people and punch them, and he should be able to, like, fucking just, like, speed across the ground and have, like, a cape and then fly through the air and do all this cool, like, fucking, he should just, like, fucking, yeah. You don't need that on Heavy. Heavy is totally fine. You don't need to give him some kind of a new gimmick to breathe life into the class. The game doesn't need that. You know, Heavy, like, all the classes having their specific role with their set of playstyles and how they function is exactly how it needs to be. You don't need some kind of wacky shit to give the Heavy. Helipilot subscribed. Thank you, sir. You are too kind. Primary replacement make Fat Scout more viable. Someone asked that before. No, we don't need that. We don't need to make subclasses more viable, like, at all. Like, they're already in the game. We already have them. But if you're forcing subclasses to be more viable, you're effectively making different classes, and that's what TF2 does not need. You start shoving it into an area of territory that Overwatch is, where you have too wide a variety of selectable choices that turn the game into a clusterfuck. More of a clusterfuck than it already is. And that would heavily fuck with balancing too, right? So no, I don't like the idea of making certain subclasses, any more subclasses, more viable than they already are. So, no. Don't do that. Only thing the Heavy needs is his update. I mean, I wouldn't mind a new set of items for the Heavy, but I don't know what they would give him that wouldn't, like, turn him into, like, a stupid gimmicky thing. It doesn't need much. I don't know. I'm kind of talking ad nauseum here. Yeah, that's it. That's the tier list. So yeah, I don't know. If anyone has any other, I mean, we can, I don't know what time. It's still a bit early. I don't need to end yet. We can just kind of transition into, like, just talking about shit. If anyone has any questions or things they want to talk about, just throw them in chat if you want. You can talk about anything. It doesn't have to be about Heavy now. If you want, we can chill for like 10 minutes and then I gotta go. You want more melee subclasses in the game? I don't think we need that. TF2 is a first-person shooter, and if you start pushing a class to be melee only viable, then you get something like Demo Knight, which is dumb. No, we don't. It's a first-person shooter game. Why do we need melee viable? Why do we need melee only viable classes? No, we don't need that. Dragon's Fury needs a strange so bad. I completely agree. Please, for the love of God, just give us a normal strange Dragon's Fury. It doesn't need to be a skin. Just give us a fucking strange one. Please. Please, God, just give us that shit. What am I expecting from Scream Fortress? Dog shit cosmetics. Probably another war paint case. It's probably gonna be filled with crap. Hoping we get good maps, but it's gonna be the same as last year. More cosmetics and some maps, and that's it. And then all the old contracts are going to be available again, and they might add more contracts to whatever new maps they decide to add this year. I'm not expecting anything grandiose or amazing. I really hope that Valve at least puts a little bit of time into whatever items they decide to select and put in the game. So I'm so tired of just crap being thrown into cases and put in, it's awful. I'm so over it. I pray to God they spend more than 20 minutes picking shit. Please. And am I excited about Scream Fortress this year? No. because I already know what it's going to be. There's nothing exciting to look forward to. It's just another cash grab from Valve, and they don't work on the game in any meaningful capacity. So it's like, what's there to be excited about anymore? Because we already know what we're going to get. It's like knowing what you're going to get for Christmas. Just like look at the first 6 pages on the workshop in maps, war paints, and cosmetics. You know what you're going to get just by looking at the first 6 pages. You're spoiling all your presents. You already know what you're going to get. There's nothing to be excited about. There's no mystery to it anymore. It sucks. It really blows. Like, updates like that used to be so fun because, you know, there would be like a new boss, there'd be like a map that was associated with it. You got stuff like Halloween spells, and then the castable spells with Hell Tower, and then, oh man, Halloweens used to be so fun. But now they're just plugging and playing in shit from the workshop, and it's lost all of its luster. All of its excitement is gone. Ugh. What about the TF2 Classic Open Fortress news? Oh my fucking god. People are so fucking stupid with that. I can't even begin to... Oh my god. People started flipping the fuck out about the TF2 Classic Open Fortress thing. Yeah, Valve told them, hey, you're using our source code illegally, but we want to help you guys keep your mods going. That's all it boils down to. Oh, looks like they might put these 2 mods on Steam. That's it. It's not like it's some indicator of, oh, the game's getting an update, there's new shit coming, and of course people immediately start blowing that shit out of proportion, and oh my god, I'm so tired of that. It is comforting to hear that Valve is willing to give what appears to be mod support for TF2, and they're interested in giving us like the tools to do that. But if it's not related to the actual game that has all of its flaws right now that need to be fixed, then frankly, I don't care. Like, you can mod the game to high hell, you can make the game play completely differently like Open Fortress, right? I don't give a shit. That's not what I want to play. I want them to work on the actual game and fix what's wrong with it. They need to do that, but they're not going to do it. Because why would they ever do that when they can just keep milking money out of it? Sucks. It really does suck. It really does suck that they're willing to give the game mod support before they're willing to actually work on the broken shit in the game. That's depressing. That is painfully depressing. That they've now acknowledged that they're more interested in squeezing out more shit via mods than fixing the game that they're still selling to people or still encouraging people to spend money on. That's fucked up. I hate that. Would a knife that gives the spy 25 extra health at the expense of backstabs only do mini crits? No. Like, the base damage on a knife is like 40. So you're doing like 52 damage per swing. So you're just butter knifing people. That doesn't make any sense. That's a horrifically weak item. Do I plan on quitting TF2? No. Why would I quit the game? I like this game. I like playing it. I'm probably going to play it until I just can't play it anymore. Either because I don't have time to play it or because the game servers are gone. You know, it's like, this is just fun for me. It's not like I'm not like forcing myself to play it. I play it because the game is fun. I enjoy it. It's like people who are like Pokemon enthusiasts, love Pokemon. They go back and play Pokemon all the fucking time. All the games, all the gimmicks, all the fun stuff you can do with Pokemon. They're never going to quit Pokemon. They're just going to keep going back to the old games they enjoy and doing it over and over again. That's what TF2 is for me. I just enjoy playing this game. When I'm done with work, I come home, I sit down, I chill out, I fucking fire up TF2, and I just play the game and have a good time. That's all I do TF2 for. I don't do anything like in any serious capacity with this video game. I don't treat video games seriously. Yeah, this guy really cares about my opinions on Asuka, and any questions that are related to Ava at this point are just bait, so I'm not going to answer any of them, so stop asking. Weapons that need stranges. Everything in Jungle Inferno, Tire Turner, Short Circuit, Eureka effect. You're missing basically any promotional items, so like Nostromo Napalmer needs a strange version. Iron Curtain, Big Kill, Luger, Strange Luger Morph be cool. Sharpened Volcano Fragment, the Maul. I know there are others. Hot Hands in Jungle Inferno. But yeah, there's a lot of other ones that need strange variants for sure. Like, if the Nostromo Napalmer came in a strange version, I would never use any other flamethrower ever again, because I love the Napalmer. It's so fucking cool looking. It's not, listen, it's not a bad thing if you want to base a career around social media, which is effectively what streaming and YouTube is. It's social media. It all boils down into making shit that people want to watch and interacting with people who like to, like, watch you, which is why I like streaming. I like talking about the game. I like talking with people, so this is fun for me. I enjoy doing this, right? If you want to base a career off of it, you do you, man, but for me, I don't ever want to place all of my eggs in this basket because of how volatile the industry is, right? And it's not what I want to do for a living. Having to constantly appease an audience in order to make a living is stressful as shit, right? If you're not constantly meeting that bare bones minimum of whatever the algorithms like to promote you, oh my God. God forbid you fuck up on one video. Like if you're the kind of guy that makes one video a month, right? And that video fails, you're not eating. You don't get paid. You're fucked, right? Or if YouTube suddenly decides to change how they handle advertisements placed on videos, or if any platform just suddenly decides to go away or completely change how they handle things. Like, for example, look at what happened with OnlyFans. I'm not encouraging the use of OnlyFans. I hate the concept of OnlyFans. It just, you know, it baits in all the fucking people who are obsessed with looking at porn online. We can get all the same shit for free. But look at what happened with OnlyFans, right? People were basing their livelihoods around the money they got through OnlyFans. But then OnlyFans announced, hey, we're not doing porn no more. And then all of these people started flipping the fuck out. How am I going to pay my bills if I can't make people pay to see my tits? You know, that could happen overnight with any platform. We're not in control of it, right? We have no control. Because think about it this way. When it comes to a career, when it comes to a career, right? When it comes to, like, I don't know, being an electrician, I'm a geologist, you have, I don't know, you have an artist, you have all of these different people that have a skill. They have something they're good at, right? Anyone right now could fire up a YouTube channel, fire up a Twitch channel, and if they're doing the right thing of being entertaining, you have to be an interesting person, right? And either you're interesting or you're not, right? It's not a skill. You either are or you aren't, right? Because you come across people who are just not fun to watch, but everyone's fun to watch for somebody, right? You don't need. How am I trying to word this? What's the right way I'm trying to say this? Doing social media as a job doesn't require skill, right? It requires you to be entertaining. And there are a lot of ways to be entertaining. Look what I'm doing right now. I have 150 people watching me right now, and all I'm doing is talking to a fucking webcam with a microphone. I'm not doing anything that's physically or mentally taxing. I'm not doing anything that people would pay for in terms of labor or skill to get some kind of a product out of me. You're just watching me because you like how I talk, or you like what I have to say, or you don't like what I say, and you like getting mad at what I have to say, right? It's not like I'm not providing some kind of purchasable service, right? What I'm doing is readily accessible to anyone that has enough money to have a computer and a webcam and an internet connection, right? And the people who succeed, right? The people who succeed at this are people who are inherently entertaining, right? You have people like Germa, who are just fucking hilarious, right? They ooze comedy. They're so fucking fun to watch. People who are just good at this, right? And then you have people who aren't good at it, right? They themselves aren't inherently entertaining or interesting, so they have to go to whatever the algorithms like, right? They make clickbait videos. They cover topics other people have already talked about. They recycle shit, you know? They do things that are easily digestible content that don't require that much skill of input, right? And listen, this isn't to say that editing or script writing or all of the art that people make for videos, that sort of thing, that takes a lot of skill. Like, if you want to put as much quality into a video as you can, right? For me, I do animations, I do these intros, right? I like putting a lot of effort into my higher effort content pieces, right? But then if you place my video that I spend, let's say I spend 150 hours on a video, right? I spend 150 hours editing a 20-minute long video. That, it's just to the fucking nines, stock full of good edits, good writing, objective or subjective, what have you, right? If you place that video next to a video that's 30 seconds long, that's just a random dumb fucking clip, this video and this video are going to be treated exactly the same. That effort and that skill that I put into my videos is not rewarded on platforms like this. Videos like this are oftentimes more so because that's what the algorithms like, right? You aren't rewarded for having skill on these platforms. And that's why this industry is hideously scary to get into. Because you can pour thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hours into yourself, right? Into just making yourself good at editing, good at script writing. You can train yourself to be entertaining. You can do so many things to make yourself a watchable person. But if that algorithm doesn't like you, if that platform deems you unsuitable, all of that work is for nothing and you're fucking gone. Any other career that exists outside of an internet platform that isn't on social media, like you're an electrician, you're a plumber, you're a geologist, you're a surgeon, you're in medicine in general. You have an in-demand skill that is invaluable and is readily quantifiable by how good you are at your job. Right? You can be dog shit as a streamer, you can be a deplorable person with no skill, and you can get thousands of viewers, right? You can have some half-dressed chick with her fucking shirt just oozing all the way down, you see those nice fucking tits, and she can have a microphone, and she's literally blow-jobbing the microphone live on Twitch, and she's got 900 times the amount of viewers as a guy putting effort into a stream. You have people who are doing ASMR streams that have the exact same amount of viewers as Germa does, right? Never, ever, ever attempt to make a career out of streaming and out of YouTubing unless you know for a fact that you can secure more than enough money than you need to survive. And save and stock away and save that shit. Because at any given moment, at any given day, these platforms can shift, they can change, or they can just disappear, and you're fucking gone. And all that time, all that effort, all that skill building you've put into being a content creator is just done. It's fucking gone. It's not worth it. So if you ever decide to do YouTube or Twitch or anything involving social media like this, do it because you're having fun. Don't do it for the money. If you're in it for the money, it's gonna reflect in your content. People are still gonna eat it up, but people aren't gonna like you that much anymore. And you're not gonna be very respectable, right? Do it because it's fun. And when you're having fun, everyone else is having fun. That's what matters. That's what's the most important when it comes to doing anything like this. Never ever treat this as a job. As soon as you start treating it as a job, it's no longer fun and the quality tanks. It does. It truthfully does, right? You can have someone that treats YouTube as a job, right? Who is the most deadpan, boring, stale motherfucker on the planet, and he can pay editors, he can pay for script writers, he can pay for all of the visual quality in his videos, but at the end of the day, he's an uninteresting piece of shit. And it shows, it reflects. It does. This platform has no competition, right? The competition is determined by the algorithms and by porn. That's what you fight with on these platforms, especially on Twitch. You fight with, and on YouTube, you fight with sex, and you can never beat sex. If there's tits on a live stream, you goddamn well know you're not getting nearly as many views as they are. There's tits, you're fucked. And if the algorithm likes that person's content more than yours, you're still fucked. And no matter how much time and effort you put into your stuff. That's it. Sex sells. Why do you think the porn industry is a multi-hundred-billion-dollar company, like billion-dollar industry annually? Because everyone's fucking horny. Become a VTuber? No. I don't want to be a VTuber. That's not what I'm here for. I don't like that shit. I don't like doing it. Watching it's different, but... Thoughts on the Ayanami war paint? I like it. It looks good. It's like a slightly better Neo Tokyo. I like it a lot. I hope it gets in the game. But it won't because it's not Halloween or Christmas themed. Themes are killing the fucking workshop, man. Oh my god. Ugh. Thoughts on taxes? They are a necessary evil for an organized society. I know I have the Zest model and I intend on using it more in the future, but I'm not gonna like rebrand myself as a VTuber. I'll still use it whenever I feel like whipping it out and being stupid with it, but I'm not gonna like be serious with it, you know? Ugh. Excuse me. Yeah, the VTubing thing is just for fun. Just silly and stupid. That's all it is. I don't know. The Caber dealt 65 damage and a lot of knockback to everyone, including you. I don't... It just pushes everyone away from you, so like you wouldn't be able to follow it up with anything. It would just make it an even weaker version. Do you think I would regret joining the military? Only if you're not joining the military to be a soldier. Or to be a military officer. If you're joining the military because you don't know what else to do with your life, you're gonna regret it. Do it because you actually want to join, and not because it's a stopgap between getting out of high school and finding a job. Don't do it because of that. What do you think about weapon submissions in the workshop being added as skins to the game? Like actual different weapon models? Like, we're talking like different weapon models, like, say, the Maul, which is a replacement for the Homewrecker, but it just visually looks different but has the same stats? Is that what you're saying? No, I don't like that idea. It's good that we have a limited number of those because a big part about TF2's like weapon and class identification are silhouettes and shapes, right? If you make items have different shapes but have the same functionality, people are gonna have a hard time readily identifying what it is, right? But thankfully, items like the Maul and the Nostromo Napalmer and things like that are so rare that that identification issue rarely comes up, right? Because if you put like a seasoned player in the game right now, like let's say you have someone who's been playing for 100 hours, right? They've likely seen the Homewrecker, they likely know what it does. If they suddenly see the Maul in game, which is fairly rare and not used by a lot of people, they see that and go, oh shit, what the fuck does that do, right? If you suddenly have a whole bunch of different weapon reskins like that in the game, it becomes an identification issue. So, don't like that idea. Why isn't anyone talking about Scream Fortress? A lot of people are talking about Scream Fortress. I was talking about it earlier. What jobs have I had? I've basically only ever worked in higher education. I'm at this point a careered student. I've done internships, I've done jobs over summers, like for a couple of months, but I've never had like a full-time job. I've always been like a paid researcher and part-time student for the most part. After I finished my 4-year degree. I'm very fortunate too. I thank God every day that I've never had to like go into a service job because I'm not cut out for that. I don't like people. I don't like working with people. I don't like dealing with that. Like, I could never work in the food or service industry because I fucking hate people. I hate assholes. If someone starts acting like a dick to me, I would not be able to stomach and like force down or a reaction to like put a guy in his place. I could not do that shit. People who work in food service and like retail and shit, you have more backbone than I do. I can't do that. You have to deal with the worst kinds of people. Like, that's respectable. I don't do that. I can't do that. Have I done any art myself? No, I can't draw. I can't, I don't have an artistic bone in my body. I cannot draw. I can't design. I've never really tried, but I just know for a fact that I can't. I'm not good. I'm not an artist, I'm a scientist. Why isn't anyone talking about Scream Fortress, or are you hyped? Do you think it will be a let? It's good. I just said this before. Scream Fortress isn't going to be anything new or special. It's just more maps, more cosmetics, and more skins. Nothing special. It's just more of the same shit we've been getting for the past 4 years. So, That's it. As someone who likes working with people, they can get absolutely miserable sometimes, so I feel you there. And I've had to deal with some of my own abrasive characters in my time in higher education. You come across assholes no matter what you do or where you go. You're always gonna have to deal with people you don't like being around. You have to practice stomaching it, right? But thankfully, where I work and where I go to school, it's very infrequent. Every now and again, I can come across somebody, but I'm not gonna get fired if I call them a dickhole because they're being a dickhole, right? And if I was working at like a McDonald's and some unruly customer walks up and calls me a piece of shit, I can't call him a piece of shit, otherwise the guy would complain and I get fired. So, thankfully I can do that here. That's what I like about this. Someone's being a dick, I'll say you're a dick right back. What would be my wish list? Like wish list for like a Scream Fortress update? Yeah, you're a dick. Easy. Done. Do you what's my wish list for just an update in general, or like the Scream Fortress update? Elaborate. Scream Fortress? I don't know, man. What I would like for them to stop doing is stop giving them stop themed updates, or at some point we're gonna have more Christmas and Halloween themed cosmetics and items than regular items in the game. At this rate, we only get 2 major updates a year, and it's Scream Fortress and Smithmas. And they keep shoehorning everything to have to be related to Scream Fortress and Smithmas. Can they just go back to accepting more items in the game that aren't holiday themed, please? That would be great. That'd be fantastic. There are so many amazing items and war paints and maps on the workshop right now that aren't holiday themed, and they could add all of that immediately, and it'd be fucking great. But they don't do it because Valve only puts in themed shit. Why? Fucking why? Give us more unthemed cases like back in winter 2017, where we had a case and a warpaint case that weren't themed. They had so many fucking good items in those, but they haven't done that since 2017. Why? That would be so much fucking better. But no, they add 5 candy corn warpaints and 75 witches hats and 39 pumpkin themed items and more bats and more dumb, stupid, wacky shit. I'm so over the same garbage. Fuck, man, I'm so over it. And it's like a two-edged sword, right? It's Valve's fault and it's creators' fault, right? It's Valve's fault that they only ever accept holiday-themed shit, but it's also creators' fault because they only keep making themed shit. And they keep using the excuse like, oh, Valve's got a 5-year backlog of items, so may as well just keep making themed shit anyway. No, stop it. Just make more shit that isn't Halloween and Christmas themed. Then maybe they'll see like, oh, these people don't want to make items for this anymore. Maybe we'll put this in instead. This is what they want. You can tell that they at least watch what we're doing, especially with shit like the modding. If they're paying attention to the modding scene, you know they're looking at what we're fucking making. And if all we're fucking making is Halloween and Christmas shit, they're just gonna keep adding Halloween and Christmas shit. We should show them that we're tired of this crap. But no, they're only ever going to keep adding it, so we have to keep making Halloween and Christmas themed items. I'm going to make the 71st witch's hat. This witch's hat is made out of candy corn. Put a bullet in my fucking head. Ugh. Thoughts on Whatville? Why? Call it Whyville. Why the fuck did they put that into the game, man? Fuck me. It doesn't belong. It's like, why did they... Out of that update, Pier was the only map they should have put in the game. They shouldn't start putting in Christmas themed maps. Please, God. Whatville is an abomination of a payload map it's apparently only available during Smithmas now. It's so fucking bad. It's horrible. Pick any Halloween map and it's better than that. Pier, thank God, was permanently added to the rotation because it's a playable map. It's decent. It's not great, but it's decent. Yeah, last Smithmas was a shit show, man. I really hope that's not the new standard for item acceptance into the game. I really hope that isn't the case. Because if they keep putting that quality of stuff in, man, oh my God. It's like, why? Why fucking bother? There will be nothing to look forward to. Ever again, if that's the new quality standard. Oh yeah, I agree. This game desperately needs optimization. Like, just again, I said this earlier. If Valve did a whole bunch of quality of life changes, fixing bugs, optimizing the game, and getting rid of cheaters or mitigating cheaters more effectively, then that's all we need. We don't need more dog shit to buy. Come on. People, you would retain more players if you fixed the issues with the game. TF2 is still doing so well because you have the veteran players that keep coming back to it, and then you have new players that come in and play for 20 minutes and then leave because they keep getting killed by bots. That's why the game's still as popular as it is, because it's free. If it wasn't free, it'd be dead. It's a very grim state we're in, and I'm sick of it. Very grim state. MBM's fun. You're playing against bots. It's a game mode where you can just turn your brain off. MBM's, I don't know, I'd like to see more. It's kind of fun to play with friends, but it's just okay. Nothing special. 13 of last year's winter cosmetics were painfully themed garbage, and all of them, a vast majority of the war paints were so bad. Oh my god. Oh god, the war paints were so bad last year. Oh, fuck me. Oh, I hope they don't do more of that shit. Oh, you're gonna age me 97 years in 30 seconds. Oh my god, please. I really hope they don't maintain that quality standard for war paints, because holy shit, those were so fucking bad. Wow. I hope they pay more attention. Oh, no, there's guaranteed to be at least one fluorescent war paint added into the case as the elite grade bait. That's just a guarantee. You know it's going to be in there. It will have no business being in the game. It's going to be gaudy, hideous garbage. You know for a fact we're getting at least one of those. And this is if we get a Scream Fortress case. We might not. We might not get one, because if 2019 was of any indication, they skipped a year for Scream Fortress Warpaint cases. They might add one every other year. I don't know. But see, Warpaints are good because the Warpaints are good if they only look good. I would much prefer if they stuck with the old decorated weapon system where each weapon had its own specific mapping and its own specific skin. Warpaints are boring, they're lazy, and they're restrictive in their design. So creators are very limited in what they can do. They can still make very amazing stuff. Don't use the limited creation system as an excuse to make dog shit, because Warpaint creators can still make some fucking amazing stuff, by the way. But they're infinitely more limiting than, like, original decorated weapons. And I would much prefer the original decorated weapons back than war paints. But war paints are still okay. They're passable. They get the job done. But I love the original skins way more than decorated weapon than war paints. Hands down. Stop recording, really.